come out to play. Time come out to play.
Slapper. If I could grow dreads, I'd grow dreads for this one. Shout out to Legend E40. Hey, I'm in the bay with it. Yeah. This right here is a slapper. Yeah. Come on. This right here is a slapper. Yeah. Come on. This right here is a slapper. Yeah. This right here is a slapper. Yeah, this beat is my bitch, I'm a pimp. Slapper. I'm in the club trying to fuck something after. Real trap nigga sell a perk to a pass. When I'm done with this hoe, you can have. I'ma find something better. Yeah. And if the pussy good, nigga, I'ma tag her. Ain't a nigga in this game that wanna battle. I'm a king on the throne in my castle. She get freaky when I'm out in the capsule. Beat banging like 96. But I never snitch like a 6'9". Nope. Pull up in a 6'4". Throwing up the motherfucking west side. Crips riding with me like it's 92. New J's on Carolina blue. Getting to the bag like I'm Uncle Scrooge. Yeah, I've been through a lot and got a lot to prove. This right here is a slapper. 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 This right here is a slapper.
Bustin' the dough like Urkel, nigga smoking purple. Pull off in my whip, screech, Lisa Turtle. Bitch body and bag of her, man, she wear a girdle. Put the condom on my dick because the bitch is fertile. Beat slapping like he 40 on it. Got my little Brody on it. All the smoke, you know we want it. LA shit, West Coast, we stay lit. Volume 10, nigga, stay with the pistol grip. 2 chains on my neck, no titty boy. Like a beat out the ring, her like my name was Roy Jones. Take that, huh, Sean Combs. And if she ain't fucking, she could catch a Uber home. No dreads, but go dumb with the bald head. Morris got a high success rate like the feds. Throwing the towel, y'all little dogs, bow wow. And I'm a big dog, get you up and fuck the chow.
This right here is a slapper. 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 This right here is a slapper.
I'm on my shit, I ain't feeling myself. Yeah, I keep a bad bitch on my whole top shelf. Like my nigga said, this right here is a slapper. Look for it in your baby mama favorite rapper. Recipes factory, go stupid, go dumb. I don't give a bitch nothing but hard dick and bubble. From the Bay to LA, all my niggas getting rich. Do the hawk on the horn, just sauce on my bitch. I made it one time. Swing a Benz like a Hyundai, rolling up tree like bonsai. Nigga, what's beef to a small fry? I get on a bitch heels like fungi. Catch me at the sideshow blowing gas ain't gon' eat paper plates on the tip it tycoon. All my nigga do is sumo. Niggas mad cause they bitch wanna kick it like judo. Coaches.
This right here is a slapper. This right here is a slapper. This right here is a slapper. This right here is a slapper.
This right here is a slapper. Happy to be back. Happy to be back on This Here Is a Slapper. This here is a slapper. You know what's a slapper? Right? The Democrats are a slapper, right? Especially Tim Walz. I wish Tim Walz would have took that match with Kane and got his ass whooped, talking about I will whoop most of Republicans' ass, my ass. I will whoop most of Republicans' ass. Okay, line that up, Tim. Line that up. Quick. I would get my grandmother to whip Tim Walz' ass. Tampon Tim. He's not no real man. All of a sudden, he want to be a real man. He want to come out the shadows of Kamala Harris. I'm a real man now. Nigga, you wasn't a real man 3 months ago. Huh? When you was right here clapping your hands and holding your hands like a little girl and had the little old guy she feeling talking about you know how to shoot a gun and fix a carburetor. You wasn't a man. I'm this type of man. You was crying and shit. You was getting all emotional. You wasn't a man. Now all of a sudden you rough and you tough. You was lying about your credentials and shit. Right? Lying about your football coaching. You was a lying son of a bitch. Talking about I was the leader of the gay rights movement at my high school and all that. Now all of a sudden he want to be president. All the Democrats right trying to do right now is find a leader. They don't give a fuck if it's AOC. They don't give a fuck if it's Jasmine Crockett. They don't give a fuck if it's Tim Draws, right? Kamala Harris. They don't give a damn. They're looking for some leadership. Please give us somebody. We attached to anybody. We don't care who the fuck it is. Give us somebody, please. The Democrats keep on striking out. Now they got Tim Walz on here trying to act tough. Look at this. Tim Walz with no draws. Look, Tim Walz, the dude that put the tampons in the school, want to be tough now. Ain't that a bitch?
Sammy, thank you. And to all the young people who are here, I just pause for a moment and look around and look at, I'm especially talking about these old white guys who seem to disappoint us on a regular basis in this country, but not this group.
Right, you racist son of a bitch. Tim Walz is racist.
So I got an 18-year-old, Gus, and I'm without Gus out there, and I'm having one of those dad talks with him. I was giving Gus my wisdom on what he had done wrong. You know, I was being, because I know these things, right? I'm the dad. In the middle of it, he gives me the old, says the guy who got his ass kicked by Donald Trump. And I'm like, okay.
You can't get your ass kicked in front of your kids or your wife. I'm talking about literally. I'm not talking about in no election. You can recover from that. But if you get your ass kicked physically, you know what I'm saying, in front of your kids or something like that, is no recovery, especially if your girl got a loud ass mouth. It ain't no recovery for that, Jack. Believe that shit, right? You would get your ass whooped and with her mouth in his fist. You didn't talk to him like that. You didn't do that shit to him. You didn't raise your voice at him. You would never win another argument as long as you live. So keep your damn mouth shut, right? And keep your fist to yourself if you don't know how to fight in front of your kids or your girl, because you might get your ass whooped and you don't want them problems. Your kids got to look up to you, you know what I'm saying, for the rest of your life, and you done got your ass knocked out at McDonald's, you know what I'm saying, over a damn Big Mac by the damn employee at the cashier counter. You know, got your ass knocked out because over some cheese. Your kid would never forgive you for that.
Okay. So we heard your former running mate Kamala Harris say she's not here to say I told you so.
Because, you know, there were many things that we knew would happen. Many things. I'm not here to say I told you so.
Although obviously that's what she was saying about all the Trump chaos. We're seeing, I have to say though, what does I told you so really mean here? I mean, people heard her message. They did not vote for her. She lost every battleground state. You yourself have criticized the Harris-Walz campaign for being too cautious. She may have told the American people, she may have warned the American people, but she didn't do it compellingly enough to win.
And they're not doing it compellingly enough right now to have motherfuckers even like them, right? Okay, tell us, you telling us Donald Trump agenda, right? Well, tell us your agenda. What in the hell is your agenda? What can we fall behind? What are we supposed to march behind? What are we supposed to do all this riding behind, right? What are we supposed to vote for, right? Give us your agenda. You still ain't giving us your agenda, right? You ain't, look, you away from the election. You away from Joe Biden. You're on your own footing. Kamala Harris doing her own thing. Tim Walz doing their own thing, right? All these motherfucking Democrats doing their own thing. But they got a message against Donald Trump, but they never got a message for their people, right? Do this reverse, right? Give us 50% of you going after Donald Trump and 50% of your agenda of what you're going to do. Balance it out. 50-50, not 100 nothing. Give us 50-50 at least. Okay, here go 50 on Trump and here go 50 on me. You're not telling us, that's like you going on a date and you telling the girl everything about another motherfucker, right? And how they looking and what kind of, how he has sex and what kind of car he drive and stuff like that. But motherfucker, tell me something about you, right? Well, I don't know about me, but I know this other dude, he cheat on his girl, right? He don't do nothing for his, well, tell me what you do for your girl, right? Tell me what you do for your woman. I can't tell you that. I'm concentrating on talking about somebody else. Why you want to know what I do? Listen to what I'm telling you about what he do. You can't get away with nothing like that on no job application or nothing else, talking about somebody else and not talking about nothing about yourself.
I would just argue back to Kamala Harris that, I told you so. I agree. I told you so. Donald Trump was going to close the southern border.
That is the absolute point. And look, when I criticize, I'm criticizing myself. I own this. I'm part of the ticket. And somebody has to come up with a strategy. I think this is exactly right. This is the thing. Look, Democrats, it was a good night in Wisconsin. I was over there. We saw that happen. Donald Trump's doing this. Just to be clear, Nobody on the Democratic side is celebrating this. Those folks in the street are not celebrating that Donald Trump's making all these errors. I think what the vice president's saying is that was pretty self-evident that he was going to do that. I do think the challenge for Democrats, and this is, I think,
the chocolate cocoa, what happened to agenda, what's the shit called, 2024, 2025, what happened to that agenda, with chocolate cocoa, or agenda 24/5, whatever the hell it was, agenda project 20, I don't know what the hell they called it, right? But they don't have no agenda, but they always say we got an agenda. They got an agenda to take over Social Security. They got an agenda to tax the poor and give to the rich. They got an agenda to take over Medi-Cal. They got an agenda to take over. We always got an agenda. They got an agenda for the rich. They got an agenda for they got an agenda for the blacks. They got an agenda for the immigrants. They got an agenda for the judge. They got an agenda for the Constitution. They always got an agenda. But we never hear none of their agendas. Well, this is my agenda. What is it? Please tell us.
Structural problem that's going to take a lot more thinking. Why, with all of that out there, did they not think we were any better than that? And they didn't.
I told you so. He was going to bring order to immigration.
And I'm very concerned with the folks who stayed home. And these are folks that I'll say once again, Donald Trump has identified their angst. They can't buy a house. They can't afford to get a good education. They're concerned that their economic future is so precarious it could slip out from under them. Less than half of Americans have $1,000 in savings. And I think, why was it not so compelling? It should have been a slam dunk for us to say, we're the party that cares about that. We're the party that's going to protect Social Security.
Ha, 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 ha. You were saying that. Look, I don't know how many times you wasn't saying that. You always said that. I don't know how much louder you could have said this shit. Donald Trump is going to destroy this. We're protecting this. We're the party of this. You said it. You on every media, right? You on every motherfucking podcast, right? You on every damn big propaganda network it is, right? Running the same message. We heard it. They didn't like it.
Medicare. We're the party that thinks the ACA is a good start, but we need to do more on healthcare. And we didn't do that.
I told you so. He was going to drag this country out of the left-wing cultural ditch and put us back towards more mainstream, middle of the road.
So I'm concerned. Democrats do well in special elections and off-year elections, but the electorate that comes in presidential election years is different. When I was young, it was easy to know what a Democrat was. They stood with the working class and labor. Republicans were country club and for the rich. Today, you ask people, they don't. We have a 29% approval rating.
Yeah.
It doesn't help us any that Donald Trump ends up with a 25% approval rating. We have to get back to the core issues, that this is about making America prosperous and stable and innovative for everybody.
Well, what do you make of the criticism that one of the reasons why your party was so resoundingly rejected last November is because Democrats were gaslighting the country, saying that inflation was not a big deal, heralding Bidenomics. Not only Biden, but Kamala Harris was heralding Bidenomics, pretending that there wasn't a problem at the border. And then fundamentally, this idea that President Biden was up for another 4 years of the job, while Americans in poll after poll for year after year were saying he's too old to do the job.
You think he's done the last thing?
I did tell you so. Now, he's also executing, as you all have acknowledged, his economic agenda, just as he said he was going to do.
Your party stood against all of those things.
He's enacting tariffs, and he's asking the Congress to make the tax cuts permanent, and he's unleashing American energy.
Look, Joe Biden coming in and during COVID and being a governor through COVID did a hell of a job. But
that's why it was more deaths under Joe Biden than it was under Donald Trump. That's why he lost vaccines and talking about I got a new vaccine and threatened people, and people lost their jobs and the economy crashed and all this Build Back Better and the kids out of school. But he done a wonderful job.
And I think one of the things that we didn't do is we assumed that we said, and it was true, that we were going to have a soft landing and our economy was better than the rest of the world. Better for who?
So I agree. It is, I told you so. And about half the country is okay with it, and about half the country voted for it.
Better for the working class who was saying groceries were too expensive, as they are now and going up. They got to see us talk about things. Again, I go back to this. Don't talk about food insecurity or housing type of issues. Talk about people being hungry and wondering where they're going to live, or about their children's future, about real security. And so I think your question is spot on. I think we got intellectualized on this. I think the fact of the matter is Joe Biden did soft land the economy. He did usher us through COVID. None of us are saying we should be soft on the border, but we allow a vacuum, and Donald Trump fills it, the 800-pound gorilla, and their narrative starts to stick, and we look weak.
So it strikes me that this is a healthy level of copium going on right now among Democrats who are telling themselves stories that the people who voted for this are not happy with it.
We look weak, like we don't care. We look like look, Jake, I'm not going to say, we need to do is we need to just arrest people and ship them to El Salvador.
The vast majority, if not everyone who voted for Donald Trump, is some level of happiness ranging from 9 to 10.
No, we need to invest the money on border. We need to make sure that we have the judges necessary to adjudicate things faster. We need to make sure if you're going to be in this country, you're legally, and when you are, you're going to be uplifted, celebrated, and part of this great American tapestry. We didn't do that, and then it fills them. They'll find the example that is horrific, where you have someone who's not here legally and they commit a crime.
You damn right? Especially when they from two different countries, right? They committed crimes. They coming over here committing crimes. They from two different countries. They from East and the West. They from El Salvador and other shit, right? When you got people coming from other countries committing crimes, of course Donald Trump gonna point that out, because you had a chance of stopping it. And what Donald Trump do? He put an end to it. It's too late for these sons of bitches because they was already in the country.
Of historic scope. That's how authorities are describing an operation used to take 8 alleged gang members into custody.
Yeah, police believe the group is responsible for a homicide in San Jose. KTV's Ann Rubin live.
But I had to look them up, right? And they from two different countries. I had to make sure they was immigrants before I even put this up in there. They don't use the word immigrants, right? But we know they from another country. They from two different countries. They don't even say the countries in a news article, but they from two different countries. They say they came over here, they killed this dude, right? They was already from a gang called Northeno or something like that, right? But they was already over here illegally, and they killed this dude. But they was illegal from two different countries. I don't know what two different countries, but you could take your pick.
Live now in San Jose, and authorities had to track these suspects around the state to make arrests.
Yeah, authorities say it was technology like video surveillance and license plate readers that helped crack the case, but it was collaboration that helped them make these arrests. His name was Wilson Martinez Vasquez, and in January, his life was cut short. He was shot on the 3100 block of Loma Verde in San Jose, leaving behind an 11-year-old son and a family that desperately wants answers. They say they can't understand why he was targeted, but today they're feeling relief. Arrests have been made.
They was targeted because your family came over here and didn't pay that damn money. You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to pay to come over there for them coyotes. You over here, you don't speak no English. You know why? Well, look, if you don't pay that money, we're going to go over there and kill your family.
At a news conference, San Jose police made the announcement. 8 men have been charged with murder, all suspected gang members. Police believe they traveled nearly 100 miles, targeting a rival gang's territory and selecting a victim at random.
They never thought they would answer for their carefully planned game of assassination roulette. Just before dawn, this went.
Look, and they wasn't just doing one crime. That wasn't the first crime. These motherfuckers was on the string of crimes.
Wednesday, they learned how wrong they were.
On that day, they launched a massive coordinated operation from Monterey County to Sacramento. It involved at least 7 SWAT teams and served search warrants on 14 homes and 20 vehicles, where they found multiple weapons and the suspects.
We believe it's all connected across the state.
In fact, authorities say members of this same gang had been on a brutal and far-reaching crime spree,
including a quadruple murder last March, where they shot a total of 11 people, and a double homicide the previous month. Members from this gang are also responsible for the shooting of a 6-year-old child at a baptism. This is
damn, huh? Quadruple murder, double murder, 11 shot, and a 6-month-old out of damn Christian or whatever. These motherfuckers is brutal. You can't tell me they're not targeting people for not paying that damn ransom. These are not just random shootings. Did you hear that collection of people? 11-3. These motherfuckers was hitmen.
shot a total of 11 people, including a quadruple murder.
The same gang had been on a brutal and far-reaching crime spree.
Including a quadruple murder last March, where they shot a total of 11 people, and a double homicide the previous month. Members from this gang are also responsible for the shooting of a 6-year-old child at a baptism.
This is yet another reminder that crime knows no borders.
And authorities hope these arrests send a message that gang crime like this won't be tolerated in San Jose.
That is horrific, but we don't do a good job of telling that.
Don't you think your party needs to acknowledge that President Biden was not up for the job of running for re-election and that this was a major mistake by the
He made that
Democrat-
decision.
Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person.
He made that decision. That wasn't my fault. That nigga the one that done that. I had to make every single decision. Like he made that decision. Don't put that shit on me. Don't put that on me, Tim Sugar Walz. Right? Tim, oh, I'm so sweet. I'm so sour. Sugar Walz.
Decision.
Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
I know, but you all went along with the idea that he was up for it, and he wasn't.
Last year, former President Joe Biden's horrible debate performance stunned the nation, but
look, they're snitching on Joe Biden right now. Look, the book's coming out. Remember when they said the books was gonna start coming out on Joe Biden about how this nigga was crazy? Look, that nigga look, the book is coming out, right? That nigga wasn't this crazy. Joe Biden was fucking senile. He wasn't, I don't know how he held up in front of the damn cameras that long. I'm telling you, they had to have a double. They said this nigga, look, watch when they say what they say in the book or what they report. If this nigga is not senile, right, after you listen to what the hell they said about somebody reporting them in the book, if you don't think this nigga is senile, then your ass is senile for not believing his ass is senile. This nigga crazy. Listen to this.
the outcome of the debate was not a surprise, apparently, to Biden insiders and his inner circle, obviously, because they're communicating with him on a regular basis. And according to Ron Klain, Biden was just as much of a mess in the debate preparations. So we're learning about that now. Ron Klain was his chief of staff, right?
Yeah, for the first 2 years, and has been a stalwart insider in the Biden camp the entire time.
And everybody saw it, and the country rejected it.
That's why some of these comments about the debate prep are shocking. I actually got a quote from Ron Klain after these comments came out. I'll read that quote to you after Anna reads what came out in the book.
What came out in the book is this nigga is insane. Like I told you when the book came out, when you hear about Trump, you're like, oh, he was crazy. But Joe Biden was fucking insane. Y'all was gonna let somebody who didn't have it all, like, you know what? Like the dude was like this shit is hilarious. I'm gonna have to make a joke about this. I'm gonna find a way to write a joke about the book, but because the shit Joe Biden was doing was hilarious, right? Just listen to what the fuck he was doing. This shit is hilarious.
Yeah, well, look, history will tell us to go back on that. That very well could be the case, Jake.
So in 2024, Ron Klain joined Biden's debate preparation team. So this is how he had, inside knowledge about how things were going during the debate practices and stuff like that. Now, he spoke to reporter Cliff Whipple, who's got a great last name, for Whipple's upcoming book, which The Guardian obtained a copy of. According to Klain, it turned out that Biden didn't know what Trump had been saying and couldn't grasp what the back and forth was. Left prep.
He couldn't understand what the fuck Trump was saying and couldn't grasp the back and forth. According to Klain, it turned out that Biden didn't know what Trump had been saying and couldn't grasp what the back and forth was. This motherfucker was insane, right? It said he didn't know what the back and forth was. left preparations and fell asleep. This motherfucker said, you know what? It's time for me to take a nap. It's past my bedtime. The motherfucker said he didn't know what the back and forth was, right? And then he left the motherfucker and went to sleep right in the middle of the damn thing. You know what? I'm out of here.
And couldn't grasp what the back and forth was. Left preparation and fell asleep by the pool, which sounds lovely, but isn't lovely when you're preparing a debate for a presidential run. Obsessed about foreign leaders saying, these guys say I'm doing a great job as president, so I must be a great president. Didn't really understand what his argument was on inflation and had nothing to say about a second term other than finish the job.
That motherfucker said, didn't really understand. Look, these guys say I'm doing a great job. Like, nigga, you not, they say NATO saying I'm doing a great job. Who gives a fuck about NATO? This nigga think he's the president of NATO. So Biden is crazy. That nigga don't even know he's the president of America. Well, NATO said I'm doing a good job, so I must be doing a good job. What did he say? He said, he fell asleep by the wayside, and by saying I'm doing a great job as president. So I wait. He said, look, wait. By the wayside, poop, a sense about foreign leaders saying these guys say I'm doing a great job as president. This nigga don't even know he's the president of America. This nigga Joe Biden is insane.
And had nothing to say about a second term other than finish the job.
What I'm concerned about is learning from those lessons. I would hope we would never do it again.
At his first meeting with Biden in Aspen Lodge, the president's cabin, Whipple writes, Klain was startled. He'd never seen him so exhausted and out of it. Biden was unaware of what was happening in his own campaign.
The nigga didn't know he was running for president. The motherfucker said, look, he fell asleep and he was still tired. Like, nigga, like, you know what? I'm finna take another nap. Like, nigga, didn't you just get through taking a nap? This nigga crazy. Remember, he fall asleep through everything, right? This nigga checking his watch, right? Fall asleep at look, there's so many videos of Joe Biden falling asleep. You mean he at the first meeting with Biden, Aspen Lodge, the president cabinet, Whipple writes, Klain was startled. He never seen him so exhausted and out of it. Biden was unaware of what he was in his own going on in his own cabinet. Halfway through the session, the president excused himself and went off to sit by the pool. The nigga just walked off in the middle of the damn presidential prep to go sit by the pool and eat some ice cream. This motherfucker Joe Biden was insane. You just don't do no shit like that in the middle of prep, fall asleep and go sit by the pool. You don't know what's going on in your own cabinet. You don't know what you're running for, right? You don't know. You think you're the president of NATO. This nigga's insane.
Halfway through the session, the president excused himself and went off to sit by the pool.
Make a mistake, make sure we go through and get someone. But I don't know where it helps us going forward. I certainly am deeply concerned that Donald Trump is going to lead us down a horrific look.
And it seemed as though the only thing motivating Joe Biden was working with NATO, like as if that's the most important thing in like selling.
The most important thing is working with NATO. That nigga think he the president of NATO. This motherfucker Joe Biden is insane. This nigga don't even know. That's why he kept on saying, I brought NATO together. Why did Joe Biden keep on saying that shit in the debate? NATO has never been stronger than it been before. I said, what the fuck? Joe Biden keep, I know. This nigga thought he was the president of NATO. This is whole motherfucking thought. That nigga thought I'm the president of NATO. I brought these motherfuckers together. I should be at 90% All the world leaders love me, especially Ukraine gonna vote for me. Joe, Ukraine can't vote. Since when? This motherfucker's insane, man.
Yourself to the American people, right, to win another term. Klain Whipple writes, wondered half seriously if Biden thought he was president of NATO instead of the United States. He just became.
Wait a minute. This is motherfucker. Hey, Joe, do you remember this motherfucker said I'm running for Congress or some shit? You know, like, wait a minute, Joe. You running for president. This motherfucker said, Klain Whipple was right. Wonder half seriously. Half seriously? What do you mean half seriously? Motherfucker said half seriously. What the fuck is a half seriously? I was thinking half seriously. Do this motherfucker think he's the president of NATO? How you gonna think half seriously? No, nigga. You was all the way serious. Nah, no way. Kept on saying that. I was halfway thinking, do this nigga Joe Biden think he's the motherfucking president of the United States? You probably doing that to keep your job. No. I was just half thinking. I didn't all the way thinking. I was just half thinking. You know what I'm saying? I was just thinking what you was thinking. See what you were thinking, like you halfway thinking too. Oh, since you ain't halfway thinking, I guess the other half done won over. You know what I'm saying? But I was halfway thinking. Baby, I was halfway thinking about cheating on you. Oh my God. That nigga said halfway. This nigga I halfway wonder with this nigga the president of NATO. Motherfucking crazy. Nobody is nuts. This motherfucker don't even know. This nigga don't know where he at.
If Biden thought he was president of NATO. Klain Whipple writes, wondered half seriously if Biden thought he was president of NATO instead of the United States. He just became very enraptured with being the head of NATO.
Here's a live look at Boston.
That motherfucker said it was just very raptured in the becoming the president of NATO. This motherfucker didn't know. He didn't know shit about America, nothing about inflation, nothing about a second term. That's why he said, I got to finish the job. We done all this shit. I gotta, like, what job was you supposed to do? Oh my goodness. I gotta finish the job. What job? Nigga, inflation high, the border fucked up, police running the raid, Black Lives Matter is up to no good, and Tifa is all around this motherfucker. We like, I gotta finish the job. What the fuck is wrong with this nigga? What is wrong with this nigga Joe Biden? The Democrats, this was a setup. Then they want to have a Trump rally, you know what I'm saying? When this motherfucker's insane, right? They didn't have no motherfucking Joe Biden rally is insane. This motherfucker don't even know what the fuck he doing rally. The 25th Amendment rally, evoke the 25th Amendment. They'll let this motherfucker go around in a debate and wonder by the pool. Like, what the fuck? That's why Donald Trump like, I finna go around campaigning. I don't even have to debate. I have to debate this motherfucker anywhere. You make the rules. You name the channel. You get the motherfucking people. Anything. Because I know I'm going to tear this ass up. That motherfucker said, in the middle of it, this nigga said, I'm finna go to sleep over there by the pool. I'll deal with you motherfuckers later. I think about this debate in my dreams. I bet this nigga had ice cream. I bet, look, I'll put any kind of money on it. This nigga has some ice cream by the pool. He said, look, remember when he said, what kind of ice cream you want as the thing? That nigga said black and white. What the fuck is the fuck is the black and white ice cream? That's the racist ass, right? What, the white gonna beat the shit out of the black? What kind of ice cream you want? White and black? You mean chocolate and vanilla? I don't see no white and black ice cream in this motherfucker, right? This nigga said white and black ice cream. but they got a damn rally with Donald Trump. Ain't that a bitch?
In Massachusetts now, as we check back in on one of our top stories, anti-Trump protests taking place across the country today after a tumultuous week, to say the least, on Wall Street and the economy. We want to point out, just a few minutes ago, we did show you a protest. We said it was Boston. It was not Boston. It was an unrelated protest. But what you are looking at right now is Boston, and I'm from there. I can recognize this. This is the plaza right outside of City Hall.
Thank God it's tariff city, he said. Donald Trump listens to no one. Remember, Donald Trump has statements about, I don't think nuclear war would be that bad.
There's more. We'll get into what happened during the 2 mock debates in just a minute. But Cenk, thoughts so far?
Yeah, none of this makes sense because the quotes in the book from Ron Klain make sense. Biden was a disaster. And anybody who spent time with him would realize that. I mean, look at that clip we just showed you. Can you believe that Democrats argued after the debate that he shouldn't drop out?
I can't believe it because Democrats love to gaslight.
Tariffs represent the largest tax increase on the American people since at least 1968. What we're seeing is that
they sure the fuck do like the gaslight. If that's what you mean by lying like a son of a bitch, it's not, you stupid.
That he is crashing the economy in real time. Costs are going up. The Trump tariffs are likely to result in thousands of dollars in additional costs on the American people in terms of groceries and gas and goods. And at the same time, we're seeing the retirement savings of the American people plummeting as well. This guy is driving us toward a recession. And this is not what the American people voted for or expected.
I guess we're lucky that he went after tariffs instead of that route. Yeah. We have an issue in this country that is going to impact us. And if there is not a loyal opposition, if there's not some soul searching on our side, if there's not.
Nobody likes to see the stock market go down, but as we know from history, it's always proven to be a buying opportunity. Never count out the American economy. Those job numbers were a surprise to the upside. So the economy's doing just.
And it was all private sector jobs, right? It wasn't no federal jobs, motherfucker making up jobs and hiring people, and it was private sector jobs. Phenomenal.
Fine right now. Now, it depends how long these tariffs stay on. I say 50% of them get negotiated away very, very quickly. Because you got to remember something. If you're calculating in the political side of this, Trump has a majority right now for another 18 months before the midterms. Mm-hmm. All this volatility, the speed at which these policies are coming in place is because he knows he may not enjoy that majority after the midterm election. So you got to get this work done now. I don't think these tariffs are going to be long-lived at all. And I think everybody's coming to the table very, very quickly. So you're getting this done at a breakneck speed, and people are very uncomfortable with it. But to actually turn the U.S. economy into a recession, that doesn't happen overnight.
Right, and it sure don't happen in less than 60 motherfucking days. You dumb son of a bitch. You can't break the economy in 60 days. All the motherfucking shit Joe Biden done in 4 years, but Donald Trump gonna break it in 60 days in record speed. Build back better, Inflation Reduction Act, motherfucking Green New Deal, right? All this old infrastructure shit that ain't got put out. He ain't broke the economy in 4 years, but Donald Trump gonna break it in less than 3 months. Ain't that a man?
This would have to last for years.
And we've got to stand together, a stand-in community, stand with this great organization under the leadership of our civil rights leader, Reverend Al Sharpton, who has been a light.
This bitch is insane. Who is this bitch? Tito Jackson? Tito Jackson is insane. Tito Jackson. Why is all these Democratic bitches wearing pantsuits, right? The bitches ain't got dresses. This Tito Jackson little comment is insane.
Bright and shining light in the darkness. But I don't know about you. It's that stone of hope that inspires me each and every day. And listen, faith and fear can never.
This bitch is cross-eyed as a motherfucker. I don't know who she looking at, right? I don't know if she looking at the poster behind her and reading the script, or she looking at the audience, right? Or she looking at the niggas on the side. Like, look at this bitch eyes. It's confusing trying to look at this bitch eyes. You can't see her eye to eye because she keep looking every damn where. Look at her. She cross-eyed as a motherfucker. I didn't know you was that cross-eyed, Tish.
never share the same space. And so I'm covered by the blood. And I'm not afraid of Donald Trump. You can come after me, but no enemy, nothing.
Who the hell is you looking at?
Nothing formed against me will perish. Nothing formed against me. Nothing formed against me. Nothing formed against me.
I do find it interesting in this conversation, though, about Democrats finding their, free market bona fides all of a sudden. I mean, these are the same party that's been arguing that corporations need to pay higher taxes. I mean, effectively, a tariff is just a tax on corporate activity.
I remember they were talking about that. Look, they say the wealthy need to pay their fair share, but as soon as Donald Trump say, well, other countries need to pay their fair share, they're like, oh no, that's gonna break us, right? No, let's tax the rich. No, let's go tax the other country. Oh no. Let's tax people over here and that make goods and got companies and corporations over here making money. Let's not tax people over there. That would be wrong. But they get on here talking about tax the rich. The rich should pay their fair share. Donald Trump said, hey, these motherfuckers should pay their fair share. No. You wrong. These motherfuckers are backwards. Donald Trump say tax their ass. The Democrats say tax our ass. Ain't that a bitch?
That's what it is. And Democrats for years have argued for higher corporate tax rates, and now they're arguing against effectively a tax on corporate activity. I think if I were Donald Trump, I might next week say, you know what? I'll meet you on this. Let's slash the corporate tax rate in half, and it'll mitigate your concerns about the tariffs. I bet you wouldn't find one Democrat who would agree to it, even though it would be an amazing idea.
It has been easy during most of our lifetimes.
This nigga Barack finna tell people, hey, you gotta risk some shit. You gotta risk your freedom. You gotta risk death. Cause it's finna come to a point in time when you gotta put some shit on the line. What you got on this? You got your life, your freedom? Look at Barack. He talking about a civil war. Look at this.
To say you are progressive, or say you are for social justice, or say you're for free speech, and not have to pay a price for it.
Whoa!
And now we're at one of those moments where, you know what, it's not enough just to say you're for something. You may actually have to do something and possibly sacrifice a little bit.
Whoa! Sacrifice what, Obama? Your life, your freedom. That's why motherfuckers doing the Tesla and hating and doing and risking their freedom and they life. I mean, what are you talking about, Obama? What did he say? You may have to sacrifice. You may have to what?
You may actually have to do something and possibly
do something. Do something like what? If they taking away your freedom of free speech and all this sort of shit, you may have to do something. Like what, Barack?
For it. And now we're at one of those moments where, you know what, it's not enough just to say you're for something. You may actually have to do something and possibly sacrifice a little bit.
Her parents don't.
Huh? You may have to do something and you may have to sacrifice a little bit, right? You know what Planned Parenthood fit to sacrifice? Now, Planned Parenthood is they got a secret recording, right? Now, the Democrats always talk about how they want to protect the kids and stuff like that, and they always talk about child pedophiles, but you never see them really do nothing about child pedophilia and things like that, right? They never go after say, remember how like incest or a girl underage or something like that. Remember they always say that? They always say that, but they never make laws, right, that go after the pedophiles. They never make laws that push harsh penalties on the pedophiles. They protect the pedophiles. The judge just won in Wisconsin protect pedophiles. Ketanji John, whatever her damn name is, she protect pedophiles, right? So they got a list of judges that protect and there's light on pedophiles, right? But then they quick to say, what about these ladies or these girls having all these children by their uncle and their daddy and their cousin and grown men and all this other shit, and they pedophiles? okay, let's make some laws that make it tougher. You know what I'm saying? For somebody to think twice. Let's not go and make it acceptable just for when the girl have a baby when she's 13 or when she's pregnant when she's 13 or something. Let's not make that acceptable and say, oh, well, she can just get abortion to get rid of that, or we should make laws where she can be able to get an abortion or something like that. That's not the way you're supposed to do it. Them not the laws you should be passing. You should be passing laws, you know what I'm saying, for these pedophiles. You know what I'm saying? Look, if you touch a kid, we're going to give you the dick machine. Like, you know, like the dude, Darren Sharpton, he got put on the dick machine, right? If you want to be a pedophile and you want to be mess with kids, we're going to put your ass on the dick machine like Darren Sharper, his penis machine, right? That's what, you know, I bet you they'll stop messing with kids then, huh? What's it? Darren Sharper, penis machine, huh? Penis machine. Where's that with the penis machine? Penis machine. We're going to give all penis machines, right? And bring you up here. If you think about a girl or something like that, your ass is on a convicted rape will have a penis monitor, right? We're going to give your ass the Darren Sharper rule penis monitor, right? Because you're a rapist, you done mess with these little kids, right? He messed with grown women, and they gave him a damn penis monitor, right? Why they want to do a grown man like that when they mess with a kid? Darren Sharper is alleged sexual spree, right? Resort to crimes, right? Let's get to the penis monitor, right? And what that do, right? What is subject to a lie detector test, and while on a lifetime probation in Arizona, the penile, whatever thing is, which is a sensor, is attached to the penis, while an array of sexual images flash before his eyes to gauge arousement. What is a penile, whatever this is, and what the hell does it do? Have to do with sex offender? I don't know what I do with a sex offender, right? But it seems like you mess with little kids, you should be getting this treatment, right? So it involves arousement, placing a pressure-sensitive device around a man's penis, presenting him with an array of sexual stimulated images of kids, determine his level of sexual attraction by measuring minute changes of his erectile responses, right? The use of the penile, whatever that thing is, convicted child sex offenders, whatever, American Sex Offenders Treatment Program utilizes this in courts and mandates or whatever, right? And whatever all them big ass words is, right? So it should be, to me, it should be something, right, that says if you mess with kids, you're gonna get the penis machine, right? You're gonna get the penis machine. That's it, and that's all. Enough said. I'm sure that'll scare some niggas off of it, right? That'll scare some niggas from not watching kiddie porn and going around and thinking about little kids. If you did, we're gonna put your ass on a kiddie monitor dick program for about 3 months. We're gonna bring your ass in 3 months. We're gonna show your ass some kiddie. We're gonna show your ass some kiddie porn. And if your ass get around for the kiddie porn, we're gonna lock your ass up again. Huh? That's what we're going to do, right? Because now the Democrats allow with these abortions and not telling your parents shit, they're allowing men to basically molest little kids and take them to the doctor and get the evidence, right, taken care of so they won't go to jail. And there's no evidence that they're having sex with the kid or nothing like that because they had the baby. The dude would have to go to jail and they still mess with the little kid, right? And they're doing it illegal. So I'm glad it's some kind of hidden camera videos or some kind of operation to expose this shit. Let's go into it.
No, yeah. Yeah, so we don't do them here. But yeah, we don't do them in Missouri. It's illegal. But we
don't do them in Missouri, right? Because having getting a 13-year-old girl an abortion without her parents' consent is illegal in Missouri. But they do that shit in Kansas. Go across the street to Kansas. We got you covered, baby. But it's illegal over here. We might go to jail. But we just, we ain't supposed to be telling you this, but we telling you this.
I can give you a packet of the 2 locations that do it in Kansas. Yeah, they've made them illegal in Missouri, but it's 2 places in Kansas. This one is our clinic, and then this one is one that's right next to our clinic, and they both perform it.
Oh, great.
I was teaching on and statute, and I was telling Planned Parenthood staff of Corpus Christi and the Gulf Coast, basically, you've got to report when you see a girl coming in with an older man that you can tell is not her father. You know something's wrong. You've got to report that. It's considered. It's also
right. It's considered human trafficking, so right. So what I've done is this dude right here, he going undercover pretending like he got a 13-year-old pregnant, and he's trying to get an abortion for the 13-year-old. And this lady right here is saying we should be able to report things like this, right? Because that could be human trafficking. We don't know what that 13-year-old girl is going through. We don't know if that's her pimp, her parent. You know, we don't know if she's been kidnapped, right? We don't know if her life is in jeopardy or anything like that, right? We should be able to report this. But since we don't be able to, so since we can't report this, we're contributing to human trafficking because we don't know what this little girl been through. We don't know how this little girl got pregnant, right? But the fact we can bring this little girl in, right, and she can get an abortion without her parent consent or notification to the authorities, right? This is basically promoting human trafficking of 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds.
considered. You've got to report this. I would call because if you go online, they kind of give you the runaround. But if you call and let them know what's going on, they'll do whatever they can. And they started laughing. And I said, well, you know, I don't think there was anything I said that was funny. What's going on here? And the response was, honey, if she's not having sex with this man this week, she'll have another one next week.
That's what Planned Parenthood is taught to teach. If she's not having sex with this grown man, she's going to have sex with a grown man. Right? So they're taking the humanity, they're taking the legality, they're taking, right, responsibility out of their job, right? And they're saying, fuck it, it is what it is. If she don't sleep with him, if she don't get pregnant by him, it's gonna be another somebody bring her in. We ain't got nothing to do with it. All we want to do is take care of the baby. That's all we want to do, take care of the baby.
I said, well, you know, I don't think there was anything I said that was funny. What's going on here? And the response was, honey, if she's not having sex with this man this week, she'll have another one next week.
If you're trying to do it without the parents knowing, then you need to call because they need to do a bypass.
And so their view of our children is distorted. It's dehumanized. They will bypass without the parent. You just have to make sure you tell them that one. And I don't know why their hearts are hardened.
Bypass meaning without parent consent, right? Not telling the parent that your daughter or your whatever is getting the operation that they know nothing about, a procedure they know nothing about that could possibly change her life or change her body forever, right? Without her permission, without the parent's permission. Bypass. The child molester can bring her in, but the parents don't got to know about it. Ain't that a bitch?
But they are.
What is a bypass?
Just not letting the parents know. And so when a girl or a young man goes there for or condoms or testing, they don't see them with compassion anymore.
Great. So I can bring her?
Yeah, you just have to, when you call, just tell them the situation.
I can bring her? Are you the parent? No, I'm not the parent. I'm the nigga that got her pregnant. So I can bring her? Yes, you can bring her. What? So now my daughter, I don't know, my daughter's getting molested by a grown man, and now she's pregnant by the grown man? And now this grown man is taking my daughter to the abortion clinic without my permission? And as a parent, I know nothing about this? And you're covering this shit?
They'll walk you through everything. Or if they ever did. They see them as just almost like an animal who can't control themselves. They're always going to have sex. So we're just going to give them enough lube and condom and hope they come in to get tested before they get some kind of cancer.
Could this lead to the exploitation of the process and increase the risks that minors will be abused?
Thank you for calling Planned Parenthood.
Now this girl is 14 years old, and watch when she called and watch the procedures, right? That she done the little undercover call, but look how comfortable Planned Parenthood is with not telling the parents. They were like, well, we ain't got to tell the parents shit. Come in and we do this, you know. And the doctor was basically telling, we're going to fly you here. We're going to get your room. They got funded for this. So you know what? Donald Trump is for the defund Planned Parenthood, especially for shit like this.
Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood. This is Cynthia speaking. How can I help you?
Yes, hi.
So if I can't do it, is there a service that can get her across the state line?
Yeah.
If you are a teen, 17 or under, press 1.
Hi, I was wondering if you guys could help me. I took 3 pregnancy tests and they all came back positive. My friends told me to call this number.
Yep. I would ask. They have people that'll come pick them up. They have people that will pay for the whole thing.
Right, I gotta give it up for my boy John Rayner on my Black Rosebud channel. What up, John Rayner? I be getting your shit. What up with it, John Rayner? John Rayner, my longtime partner on the other channel. I'll see you over there, John, on my Black Rosebud channel. I got a couple of channels going on. But anyway, right, you have to understand, this is basically like promoting pedophilia. This is promoting human trafficking. This is promoting anything you want to say illegal, you know what I'm saying, dealing with kids and sex and statutory rape and all that. They glorifying it.
Yes, I would call them and tell them what the situation is. They're going to help you with that.
All within Planned Parenthood?
Do you know if you want to like terminate, or like did you maybe want to speak with the provider first?
Terminate?
Could we get permission from a teacher to get her out of school during its school day for
We
it?
could give doctors excuse.
What's that?
So you might be around.
Hey, Sergeant Mo, stay tuned right quick. You know what I'm saying? We finna get to some Black Father shit, Sergeant Mo. Stay tuned, man. I got some Black Father shit coming on. You might want to stay tuned for this. We didn't get into the black man, the real black Afro, centric, alpha male, take care of his father ass. Man, we finna get into that in a little while, you know what I'm saying? What a real man is and all that shit. After we get into this sick ass shit right here, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? We finna get into this shit. Hey, and plus, hey, y'all, I'm finna go shoot some more hidden camera skits, you know what I'm saying, this weekend. You know what I'm saying? So be prepared for the hidden camera stuff coming Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting them on both of my channels. No, they're going on the Black Rosebud channel. So if you want to see the skits, you got to go on the Black Rosebud channel. It's not going on this channel right here on the Lionel Harris channel. It's going on the Black Rosebud channel. For some reason, I get more views on that. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to see some skits, make sure you go to the Black Rosebud channel so you can see the skits later on this week. You know what I'm saying? This is mainly for the lives, right? And I'll probably do my live show on the 24th on the Black Rosebud channel too. Anyway, right, so if you ain't subscribed to that one, go to subscribe to that one, Black Rosebud, BLAQ. Right. Anyway, right. This is some sick ass shit. What they do to 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds when they can call and say, "Hey, I don't want my parent to know." You have to be pissed off as a parent.
8 weeks, so you would qualify to do either the medication or the procedural. Tomorrow in the afternoon, I have a 2:55-3:05.
We could get the doctor's note to where the school, it doesn't matter if the school agrees or not. We say that she was at the doctor. They have to.
What? It don't matter if the school agree or not. We say she with the doctor. Wait, do the school know this? Huh? Do the school know that this little girl is missing school because so the school don't know and the parent don't know, but the child molester know that this little girl is missing school to go get an abortion. Planned Parenthood and the child molester, the only people know. We don't need to know no names. What? We will write a note that the school don't need to know and the parents don't need to know. What?
Take it.
Oh, and the teachers have to take it no matter what.
You do need an ID. Do you have a school ID?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that would be fine. As long as it has your picture and your name, that would be fine.
But they don't tell the parents.
No. And we can cut off our letterhead so it doesn't even say where she was.
Whoa, and we can cut off our letterhead so it wouldn't say what she was. So the teacher and the school. I'm able to get it without my parents knowing. A little girl calling. Can I get an abortion without my parents knowing? Yes, you can. We would cut it off. Your parents ain't got to know. Your school ain't got to know. Ain't nobody got to know but the child molester and Planned Parenthood.
I'm able to do it without my parents knowing.
Yeah, you don't have to inform your parents or involve your parents at all. We can keep it confidential.
Trust me, this is not their first rodeo. They're going to know exactly how to handle that. I will call them.
Okay, so 13-year-olds can go across state lines.
Absolutely.
No.
Whoa, 13-year-olds can go across state lines. Not only can she miss school and her parents don't have to know, but the child molester can take her across state lines to get an abortion. Huh? What? The child molester can take her across state lines to get the abortion without the parents in the school knowing.
I would call. Okay, so 13-year-olds can go across state lines. Absolutely.
No, it's kept confidential. We do not share it with your parents. We don't require it and we don't tell them.
We don't require it and we don't tell them. We just keep it 100 with the child molester.
Parenthood helps them do that, and it pays for the whole thing.
Just between you and us.
Huh?
I won't say it pays for the whole thing, but they will work for you. Sometimes they do.
Woo! Sometimes they pay for the whole thing, sometimes they don't. It's between you and us. Just between you and us. Your parents ain't got to know nothing. It's between you and us. We'll ship you over state lines and legally and everything.
And we don't tell them.
Parenthood helps them do that, and it pays for the whole thing.
Just between you and us.
I won't say it pays for the whole thing, but they will work for you. Sometimes they do end up paying for it.
Okay.
So we do have like a state-funded program here with us that I can see if you would qualify. And if you do, I'll go ahead and cover the cost.
Yeah, it's illegal in Missouri.
So you all work very tightly with.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, did you want to find out about the pill or the procedure?
Both, please.
That's great, because when she called me, I looked it up right away, and I was like, no.
Yeah, we're all affiliated. We're all one big old clinic, pretty much.
So for
We are one big ass clinic. The little girl called about procedure. What procedure is best for me that my parents don't know? You know what I'm saying? Which one is the best?
The pill, it's going to require 2 separate office visits. And once they confirm your pregnancy, then you're provided with pill.
So the money just, you're able to.
Heavy bleeding and cramping. Now, this part of the procedure will last about 5 to 6 hours, but sometimes it can last longer than 24 hours.
How many times do you do this a year? Girls coming out of the state, yes.
Oh, every day.
Huh? Every day we do this shit. Little girls coming out of state. Well, how often we do this shit? How often the child molesters bring the little kids in to get abortion from out of state? Oh, we do this shit every day without the parents or the school knowing. We write letters, letterheads, doctor notes, right? We perform procedures, right? We rent motel rooms, rent cars, taxis, Ubers. All of it is funded.
And then you pretty much will do the abortion at home on your own. For the procedural, you may be given a light sedation. This will be through an IV. We'll also numb your cervix. We'll then use the vacuum aspiration to remove the pregnancy.
Every day. Every day.
And the machine we use for the aspiration can be a bit noisy, so it might make you feel a little uncomfortable if you're sensitive to sound.
We set up hotels for them. We set up every day.
Which one?
Huh? You heard that? So this little 14 is really getting an abortion. They would have set up a hotel for her. So you mean to tell me, right, you took a 14-year-old out of state illegally and set her up with an abortion, and you got her a motel room and Ubers and taxis and shit like that without her parents' permission?
Like, hurts less, do you know?
So I don't really have that information. We actually, ask that you don't bring anybody with you. You come in by yourself. No parents or anything like that, or friends. Just come in by yourself.
So this is so great because she's 13.
Yeah,
she's so young.
And she's scared, and that's what we're here for.
And my parents do not. They're like so conservative. I do not let them know.
And they won't.
Say they so conservative. and we don't want to know. Oh, they won't. They're so conservative.
And then you can take yourself to and from the appointment, so no driver is needed.
In Planned Parenthood, we consider you an adult. You can make the decision, then we've got you.
Thank you for calling Planned Parenthood. Have a good day. Have a good rest of your day, okay?
Okay. And then can she come in here for follow-up?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she doesn't have to go back there for follow-up. When she's done with them, she can come back here.
And what about like contraceptives?
We'll take care of all of that.
Without any consent?
Yeah, we never tell the parents anything. She's an adult in our clinic.
As the investigation unfolds, these questions remain. Are lawmakers aware that Planned Parenthood has successfully, in their own words, created a bypass for young minors to acquire an abortion in another state without parental consent?
Brian, I just want to follow up on that. If Planned Parenthood is defunded, Would you look into the harvesting of baby organs that they've done throughout the years and maybe go after some criminal prosecution on that?
Baby organs. When you go after the Planned Parenthood for literally killing babies and harvesting their organs, when you go after that, because you also know it's an investigation for that too.
Well, I think you're talking about a subject that is a heated subject, and we'll look into it. We're going to look into everything, but that's certainly a subject that's been debated for a long time, and we will look into it, yeah.
Are schools and teachers cognizant of the fact that Planned Parenthood could be taking students out of school under deceitful pretenses to facilitate abortions without their parents' knowledge?
Yeah, like sometime in the past few months, I don't remember what it was. She wanted footprints, and I had a resident with me that day.
Well, she wanted footprints, right? A footprint is, I don't know if you know, but a footprint is something when a woman who has a baby, she's getting an abortion, she want to get a footprint or a handprint of the baby while the baby is dead, you know what I'm saying, for like, I guess, memorabilia or something like that, you know, for memories of the dead baby or something like that, but she want to get a footprint. But the baby, the foot or the arm or something got to be basically detached, you know, I guess, or something like that. But she wanted, I don't know if you know about footprints. If you don't, it's a disgusting procedure.
And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this procedure because I'm going to try and do my best to get these feet out in check.
Right.
We did.
I've seen so many stories and countless, literally like countless stories. What happens in an They literally suck the life out of you. They're going to take the whole baby out. And as they should, because I shouldn't be a taxpayer paying child support and food stamps and WIC for women.
You should be a
who never
taxpayer
wanted the
paying
baby.
for.
Exactly. But as for a woman who didn't want the baby in the first place, that doesn't make sense to me. Don't ever sit here and lock yourself down with a man who already told you he doesn't want to be with you. He doesn't agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you either. I understand.
Where that come from? Like, bitch, like, don't never tie yourself down with a man who don't want to be with you. Like, bitch, where that come from? Who said something about that? We talking about baby. Don't never tear yourself down. Like, who fucking you anyway? You like a transgender.
You don't get to kill the baby just because their dad didn't want them.
Footprints and handprints, baby.
Dude, you guys are awesome. Well done.
Yeah. But they need like the liver mostly and the.
Right now, we're getting a lot for liver and thymus.
Now, liver is in short demand, right? See, there's people right now, most of the people like ABR, Stimulus Express, none of our competitors, right? So I guess livers in short demand because they got so many livers and come over for the immigrant next across the border. They got extra livers to go around.
Liver is in short demand. Dude, like there's people right now, most of the people, like ABRs, maybe some of our competitors, they're not even selling the tissue. They're like, oh, we'll give you an isolation. And we're like, well, why can't I get it? They're like, well, because it's such short demand right now, it's more profitable for us.
It's more profitable for us, right? And they like, well, because it isn't in such short demand right now, it's more profitable for us to isolate it and sell it the veils. It's more profitable for us. There's money in this shit.
Isolate it and sell you the vials rather than give you the entire tissue. I'm just like, are you serious?
It's funny because ever since I think it was like 6 months or a year ago you told me about the proposition. And so now
Right. You told me about the proposition, and now every time I do a DE, whatever, abortion, I'm like, oh, there goes Spline. She's going to go into the details of all the things about the late-term abortion where they can sell, right, the organs.
every time I do a DNA, I'm like, oh, there's some love.
Yeah, you already know, huh?
Huh? Now we can sell that. We can every time I do it, I guess that's a late-term abortion, and they go lung, they go kidney, you know what I'm saying? We can sell it. What? That's why they want to do them so bad. Let's fund them. Bring your baby in. You're 14, you ought to bring them in.
Should we kill the kids in foster care? And
why not?
Why not?
I'm telling you.
No, I'm excited.
You told me about the proposition. And so now every time I do a DNA, I'm like, oh, there's some love.
Yeah, you already know, huh?
I was like, where's my guy who can play with the tissue?
What? Where's my guy who can play with the tissue? Because they were like trying to sort it. I was like,
is there like trying to sort it? And I was like, wait,
you'll be desensitized for playing with that tissue, right? So that means after a little while, you're going to be desensitized, right? You're going to be so used to playing with these tissues, about these abortions and selling them and shit like that, you're going to be desensitized to it, right? Meaning it's going to become regular. You're going to be a regular baby tissue seller.
I'm like picking up, like, you know, they're like, well, can you show us a sample from today? And I'm like, I was like, this is a really bad day for us.
I remember you mentioned that.
That's the case. We should kill the kids in foster care that aren't wanted. Who's going to take care of them? I need to know the percentage of people who take children from foster care and abuse them and molest them, who make them like personal slaves. You should just kill them. Statistics before you come to me talking about pro-life. You should kill the victims of. I think, what does this have to do with?
You just mentioned people molesting children. We should kids in foster care is what you said.
What I'm saying is in general, overall. If I don't want to have a baby, I should have the choice to.
Just don't have sex then. Just don't have sex.
That's not even logical.
That's not even logical. Like, you don't have sex, you don't want to have a baby, use protection if you don't want to have a baby. Right? It's simple. That's not even logical, bitch. I like to get dumped in. I like him to dump loads in this minute. Shoot all of my back and all of my hair and all of my eye, bitch. That's not even possible. You see me out here trying to get a nigga right now? You out here interrupting my flow.
And it was like one bad thing, bro. It was like a 16-year-old kid. It was like
a 6-year-old kid, so he was just had to hurry up. What?
A 16-year-old kid, so we just had to hurry up.
Whereas like other days, like it's more like intact, where it's like maybe only like an arm. That's this what this articulated or whatever.
Other days it's like more intact, where it's like maybe only like an arm that's discombobulated. Other days it's like more intact, where it's like maybe only like an arm that's discombobulated.
Most weeks, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Anywhere between 5 and 10 tables a week. See, just between Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Typical.
And that's what I was telling you. Like we like 30 to 50 is like a good number for the month. Like easy.
Easy. Okay. Wow. No, that's phenomenal. I mean, very keep you busy.
But he's the one that likes to play with pocket. I was like, where? You put him with Glenda. I know. I was like, no, Glenda was the one who took out the tissue for.
She's snitching on Glenda. Glenda was the one that took out the tissue. She done snitched on this bitch. Glenda should be going to jail.
We're all like, they're like, well, here's like the lungs, here's the kidneys, and I was like, but he's like the one that does like all of it. We had 17-week twins in the freezer.
17-week twins in the freezer because they were waiting for a funeral home to pick them up, and I was like, I'm sorry.
Because we're waiting for funeral home to pick them up, and I was like, I'm sorry, you can't see them. They were like the most intact because it was a fetal anomaly. The joint twins. I was like, I'm sorry, we put formalin in there, so it's all like dark white. It's not clear. It's not something you can see. And he goes, and I was like, it's really cool though. There's like 3 legs and like 2 spinal cords and like.
I didn't see that. That would be
yeah. But like it was different because I was like, I know you're not the tissue guy, so it's not the same as when you're like, hey, look.
It is.
Watch this right here. Watch the black whatever the hell get mad. Yeah, because she look like a transgender to me. If you ask me, this bitch is a little. Look her hands, look at her face, look at her neck, look at her arms. You know, look at her shoulders. She look like a transgender to me.
This, who are you, nasty?
I sound dumb.
You
sound dumb. Okay.
It does, because even as teens, people explore. And it's like, as funny as you want to be, people should still have the choice.
So you went from saying that my outfit was really cute to saying I'm an effing idiot. That's so mean.
But I think that your point of view is very obstructed. And I think that you just don't understand the magnitude of having a child.
Yeah, well, I'm not the one who admitted they would be okay with babies in foster care and children that have been abused.
That's not the point. What I'm saying.
That's really.
See what I'm saying about the transgender? Because like if you hear somebody, look at the form on this. Look at the form. Look at this.
And that have been abused.
That's not the point. What I'm saying.
That's really.
Oh, look at the form. That's the transgender. She don't hear the lady all in the face, right? I caught her off guard. Like, oh, you the one talking about killing the baby. That's how the left do it, huh? Look at it. That's a big old woman. Look, the big ass wig. Look at her muscles.
With babies in foster care and children that have been abused.
That's not the point. What I'm saying.
That's really.
What's wrong with you?
In
What do you think that is?
Right. We're gonna get into black men the last part of this segment, right? That's why I put a big ass African thing on this, right? Because you know what I'm saying, it's a short on real black men in America, right? Because since the early 70s and 60s and 80s and stuff like that, they've been desensitizing the black man, right? Especially right now, they really desensitizing the black man by putting a lot of homophobic things in the community and stuff like that. They're trying to make people accept homophobia, the homophobic lifestyle and stuff like that. Barack Obama and all these Democrats trying to force it on people, you know. They're trying to have all these laws and different rights and different holidays and different, you know, and different sayings and different quotes and different, you know, educational things and stuff like that. And it's starting to become out of hand, right? Because it's not like even with Puff Daddy and all that old stuff. Like this dude sitting right here, he said Puff Daddy tried to fuck him. Like, man, Puff tried to fuck me. Like, and I think Puff would have, you know, from Puffy's selection with Ja Rule and all them other niggas he had sex with, I'm pretty sure he would have tried to have sex with Terrence Howard too, right? But the thing I want to talk about is a lot of these dudes in the industry, right? And I haven't experienced it, right? But I have seen things like that. I haven't experienced it. They come on like, hey, Black, if you've been over, I put you in this movie, right? But I've been around certain crowds, and you could tell that they was trying to see where I stand at and stuff like that, you know? And long as you stand on business and stuff like that, long as you stand on who you are, you're going to lose people as a person, you know? But you can't really worry about them people. You can't really concentrate on them people. You must concentrate on the people that fuck with you and things like that, right? That's why even on this show, right? That's why when I start, I'm not doing this show for views and nothing like this. I do this for the people that's been supporting me. You know what I'm saying? Some here now, some gonna watch it on a repeat and stuff like that, you know. And I got the 2 channels, but I'm not doing it for the views, right? The views gonna come later once I start doing the skits and stuff like that, you know. But you gotta stand on business. You know what I'm saying? And whatever you do, you got to stand on your business as a man and stuff like that. So there's certain things I won't do as an entertainer. There's certain things I won't talk about as a black man, you know what I'm saying? Just because, you know what I'm saying, I stand on certain standards and certain businesses, you know, and certain aspects and stuff like that, you know, and I do have some type of moral level of jokes, you know what I'm saying, that I will and will not do. So there's certain things I will not talk about, you know. But for the most part, I'm a raw ass comedian and I give it to you as it is. But I'm not gonna sell my soul. I'm not gonna do anything like that ever in my comedy career, you know what I'm saying, to sell out. Like I could have, you know, signed a couple of contracts when my page was big and stuff like that. Even right now, you know what I'm saying, I know my YouTube page is gonna come back, right? But I'm not fit to do any like selling out as a man on my manhood, you know what I'm saying, to get accepted in a world that probably won't accept me, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I troll with a lot of people on Facebook to have fun with them and stuff like that, because I know they're sensitive and hurt their feelings and stuff like that, you know, and, you know, I just to have fun because it's fun to me to, you know, because I'm a comedian, you know, in order to make some people laugh, you got to make some people mad, right? Because some people get the joke. Some people won't laugh at it because they know I'm not talking about them. So if I put up a quote about sensitive ass men and stuff like that, and I don't say your name, right, and you respond to it, why would you respond to it if you're not the sensitive ass man I was talking about? Only a hurt dog hollers, screams. You feel me? So you got to stand on your business as a man, because somebody put something and I see something on Facebook and Instagram and it don't apply to me, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to respond to it. I'm not going to make a comment on it. I'm not going to argue, you know what I'm saying, about it, because that's like saying all black men that support Donald Trump is bitches. Well, he's not talking to me because I'm a black man that support Trump, and I know I ain't no bitch, so I don't even have to respond to that. You feel me? So certain things that as a black man or as a man, period, you know what I'm saying, you're not supposed to do. And Terrence Howard said it perfectly on this, on how a black man supposed to stand on business, you know what I'm saying, in the entertainment business. And the dude from Captain America stand on business on how you supposed to make your kids stand on business as a black man, right? Even though this dude is a straight, I guess a liberal, something like that, but his views on raising his kids as a man are spot on. So I put these two together because they have made two very important points. Let's go.
The creative side is, well, because losing out money, you got to take drugs. You're going through so much shit to try and deal with life. You are literally, it's an unhealthy space. And so eventually you're going to go too far. You know, who knows what happened to Philip? Who knows what he had to do in order to get to where he was at? There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it.
I keep my boys humble. Like my boys have never had a pair of Jordans.
And this is the way how to keep your kids away from the spotlight and away from the dazzle and stuff like that by keeping them humble, right? I want to be able to keep my son humble and my grandson humble, right? But I also want them to know their potential, right? And things like that. And I also want them to be respectful and things like that, right? And that's part of being humble. So he has a different way of treating his kids, how to be humble and how to be men. And I have a different way of teaching my kids how to be humble and how to be men. But long as you have a man in mostly a man's life or a kid's life, he rub off on him, right? He learns perspective, especially you have a strong black man, especially you have a man that somebody can look up to, somebody that's doing something, you know what I'm saying? Somebody who that's doing something he possibly could do in the future, right? And you don't have that many black men, and certainly in my community, you have the everyday black man that goes to work and stuff like that. You know, the average kid can't look up to a nigga that's a mechanic, you know what I'm saying? Or a nigga to drive the bus, or a nigga that's, probably a football coach or something like that, right? But the average day dude with the average day job that the black men see in our community ain't nothing to brag about. Back in the day, you saw a lot of black men go to job because it was more industrial jobs and things like that, where black men went to a job and got paid. You know, it's not like that right now. You know, and it's hard for a black kid in our community to look up to somebody, right? But when you have a man in the house to look up to, you know, and you don't have to look up and you don't have to look outside for no leadership, or you don't have to look outside for no example. You can look inside. It sets a whole different experience for what a black kid, you know, can see in his household and what he can be and what his potential is and stuff like that. Because he don't know his potential if he don't see his potential. And sometimes that potential is in you. You know what I'm saying? The black man like Sergeant Mo. Let's get into it.
You know, my boys don't do all that internet fly shit. I'm like your kids.
And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head. You know, but when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card. What is that? What do you mean by that? You give up your ability, your right to being a man.
Huh.
A man don't take it. A man gives it.
Right, and this is what he's teaching his son, right? And not so many words, right? He's teaching his man to grow up and be somebody like Terrence Howard. Because if you install these man values in your kid at an early age, they will grow up and have these man values. Like I was installed these man values, right, by my grandfather, right? I installed these man values in my son. Hopefully, my son installed his man values in his son, right? But you install man values. And then you want your kids to live with them same values, no matter if they go with your ideologies or they listen to your advice or anything like that. But far as them being a man, you want to be a man, even if they their own man themselves, and you'll be happy with that, right? And this is how he's raising his kids. You know, I'm rich, but I'm not finna buy you the Jordan. I'm not finna do this. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want you to think this shit is fly, right? I'm going to raise you like men, and that should be big in the black community. We don't have enough of this, and he got criticized for this.
And no, I don't give a I could be the biggest star in the world. Do not let me catch you being stupid. Do not.
So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
Now I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time.
Huh? That's what you got to tell you. You got to tell your kids that. Where you think he learned this from? You come in as man. You come in this world as a man one time. Once you give up that man card, you can never get it back, right? And I always had my man card. I ain't never gave my man card up in any kind of way, right? In no altercation, right? In no confrontation, somebody punking me, you know what I'm saying? Especially in no sexual manner. Right, so I could walk around my head held high. I ain't never beat no women. I think that's where you get your man card taken from too. When you beat women or you sexually assault women or something like that, that's also how you get your man card taken. I ain't never done no shit like that. So my man card is held high. I can hold my head high. A lot of people can't do that. They done took shit from women sexually, right? Where they done stuff to women brutally, right? They done all kinds of stuff to women, and sometimes them demons get to them, and they don't know how to control themselves, so they get on drugs and stuff like that to hide them demons. Why you think most men who are serial rapists and all that other stuff hide a mind and fill their mind with drugs and to get away from the demons in their head and stuff like that, because they so so fucking evil, right? Goes with this. You have to teach your kid what a man is, right? So when he grows up in life, he can go back on examples and he already be trained, because once you know what a man is and what you know what a man does, you don't need no example of a man, because you already know. You've been in training for the last 18, 20 years or whatever it takes, right? You had a man in the house who told you this. You don't think Terrence Howard is telling his kids the same thing old boy is telling his kids? You only a man once. Don't let nobody take your man card, ever.
You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family and do all those things, when you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it.
And you can't recover from it. You cannot. Well, I used to be this, now I'm a strong man. And no. Once you go that route, it's over with. And if you ever try to come over this side, back on the side, it's gonna hunt you. When you have sex with women, it probably hunt you like I had sex with a man. It has to be in your back of your mind, whatever you done as a gay man or in the past or whatever, and you try to be manly with your woman or whatever, you have to be in your mind, you had sex with a man before. You already gave up your man card. It has to be in your mind. Right, no matter how manly you try to be to your new girl, or to your kids, or to your mom, what kind of son you want to be, what kind of homie you want to be on the street, what kind of gangster, you gave up your man card. You can never get it back. Give a fuck how many niggas you kill. I don't give how many niggas you shoot. I don't give how many females you have sex with. I don't give a fuck how good of a father you so-called. You still had sex with a man. No coming back. So you got to teach your kids like my old boy teaching his kids. Captain America.
My oldest gets it. My 15-year-old, he tells the other ones, he's like, yo, don't make dad mad. Because once you get one that's right, he going to straighten the other ones out.
That was on.
Once you get one of them right, get the oldest right. Let him know, right? When I'm not around, you the man, right? And it's gonna go in order. When daddy gone, right, I'm the man. And you second in charge. And you third. You're gonna train his kids like that. They're gonna be a team. They're gonna know their role, because when the oldest one move out the house, the one after that, he's gonna be the man of the house. The other than that, he's gonna be the man of the house. Each of them know at one point in time they're gonna be the man of the house, because daddy gonna be doing this, daddy gonna be gone, and you have to train them, especially if you're not there, to still be fucking gentlemen, right? Because being good or being a natural, like I said, natural good person, it's not only when people can see you, it's also when people who you supposed to be good to, or the people you love, or the people you set an example for, when they don't see you, when you're gone, when you're in some other arenas, when other people can judge the people who you are, the person you are, from how you was raised or how you was taught or things like that. It's not for the people to see you at home. He's teaching his kids not for his benefit. He's teaching for their benefit. So when they go out, they know how to act towards people. They know how to speak to people. Because if you're generous and you're kind and you know how to speak to people in a natural way, it becomes natural. Hey, how you doing, man? Open the door for it. When you do it so much and it becomes habit, right? It's natural. Right, and you become a naturally gifted person at being social, a naturally gifted person at being good, a naturally gifted person at being respectful. And that's what he's trying to teach his kids. You can't be mad at that.
The people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man.
Mm-hmm. So it's just that thing of, in the past 20 years, we've been living through the death of the American male.
So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there, because they get fluid, and next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain.
You don't have any foundation. He's saying it so smooth, though. He like, you don't have any foundation from pulling yourself back. You don't have nothing. I'm like, this nigga is so smooth with saying, hey, if you gay, you gay. Ain't no coming back, right? But he's sounding so smooth, but he's sounding so gangster at the same time. You can never get it back if you cross that line. Look how smooth he's sounding. Right? You cross that level, you see all these dudes on drugs, right? Hold on. Okay, this when he said we've got away from the black male, right? We got away from the Afro male, right? And I take for example, right, this, right? When you see, I don't know if it's in y'all neighborhood, but it's definitely in Los Angeles, right? I used to see people walking down the street with pit bulls, you know, on big ass chains, with pit bulls with muscles and shit, right? Pit bulls named Rocco, right? Pit bulls named Gooch and Kill Bill and shit like that, right? Then you have somebody, right, have two Doberman pinchers, right? Right, and they jumping over fence chasing balls and shit, right? But you know they attack the shit out of you, right? Then when somebody didn't have a pit bull, right, they had two Rottweilers. The Rottweilers was big as shit, right? And the Rottweilers was quiet. They weren't as loud as the pit bull, but you know if you hop over that fence, they'll tear your ass up, right? And he used to walk with his Rottweilers, you know what I'm saying, at the park. He had his tank top on and shit, you know what I'm saying, had muscles and shit, showing it off. Probably listen to a Walkman or some shit like that, right? That was back in the days, in the 80s and the 90s. Right? Now you see niggas walking poodles. Come here, sassy. Come here, fancy. Little poodles barking. Come here. Bring your ass here, Susie. Come here. You know, like, what the fuck? You niggas arguing. The poodles barking at motherfuckers. You think the poodles should attack people? So you telling Fancy to come on back? Come on back, Fancy. Like, what, the gangsters have totally flipped with their dogs. I don't know if it's in your neighborhood, Miss Chocolate and Cocoa, but it's surely in my neighborhood. I don't know if it's in your neighborhood, Cherry K, but it's surely in my neighborhood. I know for them show it ain't in Charlie George neighborhood, right? I don't know. I know ain't no niggas in Charlie George neighborhood walking around with no shirts off, walking no damn dogs, huh? What up, Sergeant Mo on the other channel too? Sergeant Mo went to the other channel. What up, Sergeant Mo? What is that? Joe Barron? What up with it? Joe Barron on the other channel, right? But I know it ain't no niggas in Charlie Joe's neck of the woods walking no damn Chihuahua dogs. It may be some white people. It may be some brown people. It may be some some regular black people, but it ain't no niggas in Charlie George's neighborhood walking no damn dogs. I can guarantee you that. What up? Oh, my computer, yeah, switch up for back to four. Oh, you on both channels? Back to four. Yeah. But look at this nigga right here. This nigga say, look, man, hey, Sergeant Mo, like Sergeant Mo, son, that nigga playing football. He just graduated. Hey, then he just graduated. Sergeant Mo was at the thing with his son, like, yeah, this is me right here, the love of my life. Look at it. He playing football. He finna go to college and do his shit. You know what I'm saying? I like, when he play niggas running back, linebacker, nigga. I'm like, oh, look at this Sergeant Mo out there doing his thing. He just saw Sergeant Mo with his son. I like this nigga. Sergeant Mo better not talk shit no more, because this nigga, like, he could take Sergeant Mo right now. Sergeant Mo like a little midget. I'm like, look, what's one of Sergeant Mo? Sergeant Mo is the little nigga? Like, oh, that's Sergeant Mo. Sergeant Mo is the little nigga. Okay, Sergeant Mo. My bad. I thought you was the big nigga. Sergeant Mo the little nigga. Okay. My bad. He graduated on Mother's Day. Oh my God, it's perfect Mother's Day right there. And and Sergeant Mo, like I say, alpha male, right? He just took his daughter to the what was that? The daughter. Oh, it was a carousel where you had horses and shit. Like, this nigga had horses and all kind of shit. Like, she was spinning around and shit. Hey, look at Sergeant Mo. It's the daughter, and you know that's what you're supposed to do as a black man. So look, when Jack grow up, if a nigga can't match the love that Sergeant Mo extended, she's not going to accept it, because she know what love is. Like, I had a father, you know what I'm saying? I know how, you know what I'm saying, a woman's supposed to be treated. Do you know my father used to take me on father and daughter dances, nigga, and you don't want to take me out the house? Nigga, I wish a nigga would. Right? So you got to have examples, because Sergeant Mo's daughter's going to know the example of what a man is and what a man does and the responsibilities of the man and all that shit. She going to know how to be compassionate. She going to know how to be all that through her father. So you got to have examples of men, even in the house, you know what I'm saying? As a man, you got to have an example of what a man is, because even if you got a man that goes in the house, goes out the house and do a 9 to 5 and come back in, you got to have his ass there, because the kid needs to know a man handles responsibilities by any means necessary. Huh? He don't run from responsibilities, right? He take on responsibilities. He do all that shit. So you need examples of that, because you need these lessons. The lessons I gave my son was the lessons my grandfather gave me. The lessons my son gave him, hopefully, is the lessons I gave him. That means the lessons I gave him was from my grandfather. So hopefully he installed my grandfather knowledge that I installed him into my grandson. So now my grandson don't have my knowledge. He got generational knowledge. Huh? And guess what? If my son don't do it, I'm going to install it in his ass. So he don't get this game one way or the other. But look, we got to have black men back in the household.
Mm-hmm. So it's just that thing of, in the past 20 years, we've been living through the death of the American male.
So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there, because they get fluid, and next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
They have literally killed masculinity in our homes and our communities, for one reason or another. But I raised my boys to be young men.
Man, I mean, you know, one of the things you're seeing
I raised my boys to be young men. I want to raise my son to be a young man. I want to raise my grandson to be a young man. There's nothing wrong with that. A young man. That's what we used to call our, you know, the OGs used to call us back in the days out of respect. Hey, young man, you 16, 14 years old. How you doing, young man? right? I try to pass old courtesies now to young kids. Hey, what's up, young? What's up, young? You gotta be more entwined. What's up, little dude? What's up, young man? You know, how you doing? How you doing, youngster? How you doing, OG? You feel me? And you got to make them feel, you know what I'm saying? If they in that realm of, you know, of being able to be mature. Hey, what's up, little man? You know, give them that respect if they mature in their age, right? But you have to raise your kids to be young men. You raise your kids to be young women, because society is not going to allow that. Society is going to teach them something else. If you don't do it at home, you're going to have to if you don't do it at home, that means you letting society, right? And you're going to let them, society, mold and shape your kid's sexuality, his ideologies, all that. And then when he fucked up in the head, you're going to wonder where he got it from. Because moms and pops or whatever wasn't at home giving them the lessons like this.
You went to a whole different place.
Sorry.
No, I get it. So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy.
And however you feel about that, you feel about that.
And
I know how I feel about that business degree Sergeant Mo's son finna go for. Hey, about the time he graduate, I'm gonna be needing somebody to be running the strip club. You know what I'm saying? Let me know the ins and outs on the strip club, Sergeant Mo. So as soon as that nigga graduate and out of that, if you don't go to the NFL first, you know what I'm saying? Tell him don't forget about that. You know what I'm saying? That business degree, even if he. If you go to the NFL, we still can work some business. Any kind of way, we can work some business. The business degree, we can work some business, you know what I'm saying? Or if you go to the NFL and play for the Raiders, we can work with, you know what I'm saying, with a business degree. Only the Raiders, nigga. We not fucking with no other teams, nigga. Only the Raiders. Tell them, Sergeant Mo, we not fucking with the Saints, Sergeant Mo. We ain't fucking with them. We only fucking with the Raiders, man. With that 5 year, man.
that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that.
But if you raise your kid right, that always had that man card, he wouldn't be psychologically fucked up because he's still a man. He wouldn't need to hide with the drugs and stuff like that. He wouldn't be ashamed of himself, right? Because you raise your kid like Captain America to be a man. Captain America said, I don't raise my kid to be a man. I don't raise my kids to be young men. Motherfucker like, no, don't do that. Why would you do some shit like that? Bitch, what? What you mean don't raise my kid as a young man? Like, no, don't do that. Please don't do that. That's the last thing on earth you need to do to raise your kids, to raise them as young men. Tell them they can be anything they want to. Yeah, anything they want to as a young man. What the fuck you mean? We don't play that in this household. We not Puff Daddy.
That's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process, I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place. What benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to.
What benefit is that? If this nigga said it so smooth, bitches out there fucking, but he didn't want to say it like that. Bitches out here fucking for roles and for music contracts and all that old stuff to get on, you know what I'm saying? And they soulless. We know who they is. Right? They soulless. That's why they doing all these drugs. That's why they killing themselves. That's why the bitches is going insane. Look at Britney Spears. Look how the bitches going insane. Look at the bitches going insane. They psychologically fucked up.
To go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here as men.
But my boys will always be respectful. They will always say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. No, sir, no, ma'am. They will always say thank you.
We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary.
They will always open a door for a lady. They will always make sure that their mother is taken care and provided for. They will.
Huh? That's how you supposed to raise your son. Provide for your mother. Take care of your mother. Because one day I may not be here. One day something may happen to daddy. So I'm going to mold you to take care of your mother always. Not just now. Nigga, but when your ass get old, you better be there for your mother always. Protect the mother. Protect the queen. You gotta have the man in the house say, protect your mother. Look, nigga, you see how I protect your mother? That's how you protect her when I'm away from this motherfucker. You're the king, nigga. Y'all the king when I'm gone doing roles and doing the shit out of state. And nigga, when I leave the house, you the protector of the house, nigga. Huh? Protect the queen. If something happened to me, guess who gotta be the protector of your mama? You and you and you.
Burn per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary.
They will always open the door for a lady. They will always make sure that their mother is taken care and provided for. They will always be men.
You don't trade that in, no matter what.
And that's always since they were 2 years old. Every time I left for a job, I tell my 15-year-old, you're the man of the house. You make sure these doors are locked every night. This alarm.
Because if not, I'm coming back for your ass. Because you were responsible. Somebody get in, your brother's got a line, something happened to your mama, guess what, nigga, you responsible, right? I'm training you for that. I train my 15-year-old, and guess what? The 15-year-old gonna train everybody else. Nigga, you responsible. You make sure these doors locked, and guess what the 15-year-old gonna do? He gonna make sure he do it because guess what? He don't want to hear daddy mouth. He don't want to feel that rage. Daddy ain't gonna whoop him. He ain't gonna touch him. He gonna lash his ass with that tongue so bad. He don't want that. That's worse than a ass whooping. That's worse than getting punched, right? And because it don't like he play. It don't like he have to whoop his kids. His kids know. Don't fuck with daddy. Right? Don't fuck with Pops. Pops crazy. We don't want to see him go there. We ain't never saw him go there, but we don't want to see him go there. He been warning us. He been telling us, look, nigga, this is what I would do to you. And I believe him because he never lied to us before. Pop say if this don't happen, right, he was this will happen. And let's believe him.
And that's always since they were 2 years old. Every time I left for a job, I tell my 15-year-old, you're the man of the house. You make sure these doors are locked every night. This alarm is on. You text me or you call me every night before you go to bed and you wake up.
I love that.
Because we're men. If I'm not there to protect, he got to be there to protect.
What? Because we're men. That's why you make sure these doors locked. You call me because you don't call me and check in. As a man, I'm going to feel you disrespect me, right? I'm going to feel that you're not living up to what your responsibilities as a man. So now I got to treat you different. Make sure you call me before we go to bed. Hey, Pops, everything locked down. Mom's safe, brother's safe, they in the bed. You know what I'm saying? Checking in. Wake up, Pops. You know what I'm saying? We just woke up, everything cool. You know what I'm saying? Kids woke, mom woke. If we go to school, mom's gonna do her thing and stuff like that. I'll holler at you later when I come back. Do your thing, Pops. Love you. Huh? Simple shit.
I love that.
Because we're men. If I'm not there to protect, he got to be there to protect. Because you can have all the money in the world, climb through the window, that money means nothing.
Right.
You can have all the celebrity in the world, jump through the door, that celebrity means nothing.
Yeah.
But that 15-year-old know how to shoot means everything in the world. That 13-year-old know how to shoot, it means everything in the world. Your wife know how to shoot and she can protect, it means everything in the world. So he has to be responsible to protect the household by any means necessary. Training.
So you got to have a little guard in there, you know? And so for me, it's always that idea of American masculinity is very different.
Hey, did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
I've been in the business 24 years, right? And I've seen people go from nothing to the biggest stars in the world.
That's because they get fucked. by people like Puff Daddy and stuff like that. He don't want to say that because he woke. You know what I'm saying? But he's saying it. Terrence Howard saying, yeah, Puff Daddy tried to fuck me and make me one of the celebrities. I say, hell no. That's why I'm losing jobs right now. But do say, we ain't telling our parents, kids this and telling them that. And well, no. Tell them the truth. You can earn your way, but he didn't say it like that. But you also can fuck your way to the top.
What was the
Hell
consequences
yeah.
when you
I mean,
said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking.
I want you to be my acting coach. I want you to perform. I want you to perform. It's cold out here for a pimp. I want you to be my acting coach. Like, Papa, your ass ain't acting in a movie your whole motherfucking life. Nigga, I ain't never saw your ass in no movie. I saw your ass in a video talking about take that, take that. Ain't no acting in that, Puffy. You ain't got no movie. You ain't been in no appearances. I ain't saw your ass in no sitcom. What do you mean an acting coach? Huh? I saw your ass on Bad Boys. You wasn't acting in that. I saw you on the Bad Boy. What was this? The Bad Boy tour or some shit like that. The Bad Boy house. I saw your ass on that. I didn't see your ass in their damn Puff Daddy featuring Biggie and Craig Mack movie. The Bad Boy movie. You say Bad Boys, I think of the Bad Boys with damn Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. Nigga, the Bad Boy. And nigga, you ain't never. Why the fuck you invite me over here, Puffy? Cause I'm light skinned. I'm soft spoken. You think I'm with that bullshit, Puffy? You gonna get a different result fucking with me, Puffy. This nigga said, look, come over here, I want you to be acting coach, and he just looked at me. like a piece of meat. That nigga looked at me.
For weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking.
What you want to work on, Puffy? Nigga, I'm going to work on you. What you think I'll invite you over here? He said, this nigga is looking. Puffy, man, what the fuck are you looking at, Puffy? I'm on to... Like, what script? He's like, he ain't even answering. He just looking. Like, that'll be kind of weird. You ask a nigga like, okay, you invited me over here to be your acting coach. What you want to work on? Say, this nigga is looking. Like, what the fuck? Puffy, you all right, man? Nigga, like, you good, my nigga? Like, you need a drink or something? Somebody fix Puffy a drink or something. Like, you good? I know you on that powder and shit. Like, you got a good reaction. You brought me over here for the acting shit. Like, you all right? This nigga is looking.
Teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and play the music.
You went from the acting to the music. Like, nigga, now you trying to sign me to Bad Boys. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to hear your music. What you want to act? What script you want to act? I got to hear that one more time. What script you want to act on? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just looking at me. What's one you want to act? I don't want to really act one right now. I want to hear your music. Like, what the fuck? So I go over there and play the music. Like, what is Puff trying to do? Like, what's really, Puff, what you trying to do for real, man? Like, come on, man.
I'm like, okay, what's the material? Wow. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting.
I've seen people go from...
What these niggas say? It's sitting there waiting. But I've been looking at like a piece of meat and sitting there waiting like, I want to hear your music. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, but what's going on, Puff? Nigga had to be weird. Like this nigga is looking at me like, What the fuck, man? You brought me over here for music and acting, and now you want to look at me? That's why you got to raise your voice as men.
Looking at me, like waiting.
I've seen people go from one role to winning Academy Awards and doing all this shit. And what I realized yesterday thinking about it, we're lying to our kids, dog. And I think that's a big problem in our community.
Okay. So then my assistant was like, you know, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for
He just looked at me all night, and now the nigga want to hang out with me next week. That nigga said, for what? Like, what the fuck? What he want to do? We went over there. He didn't want to see my acting. He want to put me in a movie. You know what I'm saying? The nigga want to sign me to a record deal. Like, what does this nigga want? Like, for what? Hey, Puppy want to kick it with you next weekend. Like, oh my God. He trying to fuck Terrence.
So then my assistant was like, you know, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you.
He wasn't interested in no movie. He wasn't interested in no motherfucking song. He was interested in that ass. It's like, you can never take my man car. He said, hey, if Big Puppy want to hang out with you next weekend, nigga, for what? I think he's trying to fuck you. That nigga sent me a text message with hearts and pickles and hot dog buns and shit. Like, I don't know what that means, but I kind of can take a guess talking about bad boy. Like, take that. Like, well, I don't know what that text means, but I think he's trying to fuck you. Like, he wants you to take that. Like, what's wrong with Puff Daddy? Like the motherfucker say, he didn't want to hit. Like, I done sung for this motherfucker the whole night. I done put on my best thespian acts and shit. Y'all done quoted live from Hustle and Flow and shit. You know what I'm saying? I done played the piano and shit. Oh, this nigga what this nigga thought this was a date? Like, he want to see you again. Well, niggas ain't no second date. What the fuck does nigga think this is? Well, that's not really a date. I think he want to fuck you this time. He was just sizing you up. He was seasoning you up. He was sauteing your ass up. He just want to fuck you next time. Like, Puff Daddy. Oh, my God. That nigga said, nigga, for what? Imagine, hey, Sergeant Mo, imagine you done went over this nigga house and you done showed him all the guns and shit. Like, look, nigga, this gun for sale. Sergeant Mo said, what else kind of guns you got? You know I'm gonna leave a gun there. Okay. I provide this service. Okay, whatever services you got. So you a Trump supporter? Yeah, I'm a Trump supporter. What that got to do with what's that got to do with the service I provide, motherfucker? Oh, I just want to, Sergeant Milk, can you come back next week? You ain't bought shit. What the fuck I want to come back? Nigga, you talking about some playing some motherfucking piano and singing a song and teach you how to act, nigga. I'm trying to teach you how to, you know what I'm saying? Do you want me to be your target instructor, nigga? Like, do you want to learn how to shoot guns or what, Puff? I'm not with all the other shit. Let's come back next week, Sergeant Mo. And don't bring the guns. Like, what? Like, don't bring the guns. We don't need the guns next week. Shit, I'm gonna wear without them. Not finna come over, Puff Daddy. Nigga, I'm not finna come over here without my gun. Nigga, I know about your baby oil shit, nigga. I'm not finna never come over here. And I'm not finna drink none of your motherfucking Puff Daddy motherfucking vodka either, nigga. I brought my own shit. Right? You're not finna. Do you want to learn how to shoot a what, Puff? I ain't got all motherfucking day. I ain't coming back next week or none of that shit. Do you want to learn what? Well, fuck it, I'm out. This nigga keep looking at me. This nigga keep looking at me, licking his lips. The fuck, nigga, you know I'm good at targets, nigga. Like I will shoot your motherfucking. Look at me with them motherfucking lips, nigga. I'm out of here. You ain't got my. And I'm charging your ass for this conversation, nigga. Nigga, take that.
That's a big problem in our community.
Okay. So then my assistant was like, you know, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you.
We tell our kids that and this is fresh on my heart. Like I literally just came to this conclusion last night. We tell our kids if they do right and they make the good grades and they go to the programs and they will become successful. If you work,
if you go to Puff Daddy house,
work hard enough, your work will be paid off. And that's not true. Success is given. It's not earned.
It's given. What do you say? Puff Daddy give you success? You know, Terrence Howard like, nigga, I don't want that success. He can keep that success. You know, Puff Daddy want to see you again for the next weekend. To hang out with the what? No, he want to fuck you.
That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication.
Now I get it. How the nigga was just looking at me. I said, now I get it. I knew it. Like, you know, I didn't want to put, you know, I didn't want to say nothing, but I just wanted you to say something. You know what I'm saying? I think he's trying to fuck you. How you know? You wasn't even there. Like, man, the text this nigga sent me of him in motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, a bodysuit and all this old shit. And oh my God. I think he's trying to fuck you.
Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers coming to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth.
Because you can be.
That nigga sounded so smooth, right? Yeah, 1,000 of people, you know, promoters done came in, you know what I'm saying? And you threatened to punch him in the mouth. Puff Daddy wasn't there for me to punch him in the motherfucking mouth. You know what I'm saying? So I had to punch him in the motherfucking mouth. This nigga said it so smooth. You even know that part was coming. It just came like, whoa, this nigga said punching people in the mouth. Yeah, hundreds of producers come on to me, but I'm fucking around, you get punched in the mouth.
Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers coming to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth.
Because you can be the most brilliant. If one person don't tap you, each one of y'all. There were people who could hit harder, who could catch better, who could run faster, but somebody said, you.
Come in the back room with me, Puff Daddy, and play the piano and do your best Shakespeare impersonation. You, right there, you. There's other niggas out there rap better than you. There's other niggas with greener eyes than you, but you. I got a role for you. Wait, I came here to act. What, you gonna put me in? No, I got a role for you. I got the role. You got the role. It's already, the movie already written for you. You are the star, you know what I'm saying, of the when I saw your Empire, I just knew I had to have you. Have me have in my movie, not in nothing like that. I just had to have you. You keep on saying you want to have me, Puff Daddy. What kind of shit is this? Play the piano for me. What the fuck is this, Puff? That motherfucker said, hey, you, and you. Y'all may be this, y'all may be that, but this nigga got greener eyes.
You're the one. And the other 50 behind you fell off. You know what I mean?
Of threatening to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. You know, when you approach a real man.
Yeah, look at that. Punch him in the mouth and knock their head off. Right, for looking at you like a woman, you know what I'm saying? Like a piece of meat, you know what I'm saying? You can't look at, see, that's the difference, right? They want to kill these men because they saying these men are toxic, right? But it's men, like I'm one of these men, right? You can't, I'm gonna say something, right? Like I don't know if people saw me on the Instagram talking the transgender men out there talking to the black homeless people to tell them to fight the police and all that shit, but I'm a alpha male, right? You can't bring that around me. I respect gay people, and you know, as long as they don't come in my arena and stuff like that, I can respect what they do. If they don't touch no kids, do your thing. Blow on as many penises as you want to. have as much butt sex as you want to, but I don't care. That's your lifestyle. I don't have one way to say or the other. That's your choice. I'm happy for you. That's not my choice. But hell, it's other people in the world don't agree with a lot of things that I do. So who am I to say that you are holier than thou? As long as you don't fuck with kids, you know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. I have nothing to say. But when you try to do all this other stuff, and then you bring it to me and you want me to throw it in my face and you try to come on to me and so then it becomes a problem because you can't do that to a real man, right? And I think certain people know who a real man is because I don't, I can dress in colorful clothes and I can dress in loud colors, and things like that, but people still know by my demeanor and I don't get approached by a lot of gay people. They compliment me, but I don't get approached by a lot of gay people or a lot of people thinking I'm gay. Like, oh, this nigga, I can do that, but people still see the male in me. People still see the man in me. You know what I'm saying? And I like that my demeanor and my words and everything that has to do with me represent a man. It doesn't represent anybody soft. It doesn't represent anybody emasculate. You know what I'm saying? My whole image is, and I take pride in that, and a lot of men don't take pride in it. He take pride in it, right? You can't come at me with certain things, right? And I'm gonna respect everybody, but you get to treat me like a woman, or trying to seduce me, or you know what I'm saying, or you try to, come on to me in a disrespectful way, you know what I'm saying, I feel uncomfortable, it's gonna be a response. And you may not like the response. Because you can't do that to a man. He could explain that a little bit more.
About his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. When you approach a real man talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman, when you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back.
A real reaction. You may not like that reaction. Huh? You're like, oh, what the fuck was that? Like, nigga, I'm a real man. You can't be coming at me like that. What the fuck wrong with you? Huh? The fuck wrong with you, nigga? Who the fuck you think you talking to, nigga? Huh? I'm not the one or the two.
And because of that, I don't know what that emotion or that feeling is the scary thing. Because I went to all the programs. I've done Broadway, I've done off-Broadway. I've been in the business 24 years. I've been in 2 Academy Award films. I've done independent films. I've done major motion pictures. Now I'm Captain America.
It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room.
And you got to understand that, right? There's a difference when a man walks in a room, right? Because one thing a man going to do is demand respect, right? And one thing about me is I'm proud of, or my demeanor. When I go in the room, I demand respect. I go in a comedy club, things like that. People know me, through my work and stuff like that. When I'm on the street, people know me from my work and stuff, doing the comedy streets. Rappers know me, a couple of actors know me, from my work. But it makes me proud when I go in a club and, and I demand a presence, not by my not just by who I am, but my demeanor, my style, my clothing, and I demand that. And that's being a man, right? And a lot of people don't understand that you're a regular guy, right? People are gonna look over you. You know what I'm saying? People are not gonna be interested in who you are. They're not gonna be interested in conversations, right? But when you somewhere and people are, hey, they're going such and such, oh, Black Rover, people come to you shaking your hand and people know you, and you know what I'm saying? People want, hey, who is that? Who is he? They want to know who you are now. You know what I'm saying? They interested in who you are now. Regular guys don't get that demand. Because the regular guy gonna come and nobody's gonna talk to him, nobody's gonna know him. He's gonna sit in the couch, he's gonna sit on or lean against the wall, he's gonna sit in the chair, he's gonna be by himself at the bar, whatever. He's a regular guy. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody know him at the party. Don't nobody know him at the club. Don't nobody know him if he go to the liquor store. Don't nobody know him at the mall. Right? But when a man comes in the room, I don't give a fuck if he's a YouTuber, a football player, you know what I'm saying, or just a regular dude lifting weights or a regular father, he's going to demand that respect because his aura, his demeanor. his words, his conviction. You know what I'm saying? And certain people don't mess with men like that just because they know that a man is always gonna stand on his business. He always gonna stand on his word. He always gonna let nobody disrespect his manhood, right? He's gonna defend his manhood. He's gonna do all of that. And some people just don't want that smoke. Why do I want to fuck with a man when I can go over here and fuck with this guy over here? He's sensitive, he's emotional, you know what I'm saying? I can intimidate him easy with words, you know what I'm saying? With size, with muscle, you know what I'm saying? With conversation. He's easy to manipulate. I don't want to fuck with this man. I know the consequences. You know, even though I may whip his ass, but why even go through that when I can fuck with this guy over here? I know I can whip his ass. And I don't. In the conversation, thing is I may get into a fight with the man. I know I ain't gonna get into a fight with the guy. So let me weigh my options. I'm gonna go over here and manipulate the guy. I'm gonna go over here and intimidate the guy. I'm gonna go over here and bully the guy. I'm gonna leave this fucking man alone. It's a difference when a man and a guy walks in a room.
In America.
It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit because the man card means everything.
Woo! My man cards mean everything. I don't do certain things because I feel my man cards do everything, right? And the cool thing about it, right? I'm willing, and certain women may not understand it, right? And certain men may not understand it, but you're willing to die over your man card. If it has to go to that point, to that extent, you'll go because if you don't cover your man card, it's easier to die. You know what I'm saying? Because in a heightened sense of danger, and you know your faith, you're right. You have the high responsibility of living because you're going to react. Right? You're a man and you're going to allow you to act. But if you're aware of your responsibility and you don't know react because you're not a fucking man, you have a high responsibility of dying because you don't know how to react and you can't react and you're scared to react. Right? A man always have a higher chance of living because he's always going to face danger head on. You know what I'm saying? He may come out of it bruised. He may come out of it battered. He may come out of it, you know what I'm saying, not on top, but he's going to come out of it. You can't say that about the guy. You can't say that about a so-called dude who's not going to protect his man card at all times. And a man card don't mean going after everybody because somebody says something, because you don't need to show your man card because you know who you are. And a man doesn't necessarily have to broadcast it to the world because he knows who he is. Right? So you have to, oh, I'm a man, I'm this, you don't know me, you got me fucked up. You can ask somebody about me. They always want to say, you better ask somebody about me, nigga. I'm telling you, nigga, you don't know me like that, nigga. You got me fucked up. Man don't have to go through all that. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna go through all that. You got me fucked, all them emotions. You got me fucked up, nigga. You don't know me like that, nigga. I'm upset on my mom, on the dead homies, nigga. I'll whoop your motherfucking ass, nigga. I got me fucked up. You better ask the homie, nigga. What? Why I gotta ask somebody? I don't even know the people you talking about. Ask somebody. Who the fuck I gotta ask? Huh? Who the fuck you? Hey, nigga, you heard about this nigga? Tell me about him before I fight him. You better ask somebody. You got me fucked up. I got you fucked up. How I got you fucked up? I just asked you to give me my change back. I bought some weed from you, nigga. You got me fucked up, nigga. What do you mean? I said, excuse me, my nigga. Oh, nigga, this my brand new. You got me fucked up, nigga. Okay. Right? So you got to understand, your man card, I would live up to my man card, but I would never let nobody take my man card. Not a not a dude, not a friend, not a girl, not a woman, not my son, not my. No one will ever take my man card, even if I have to. A man understands. Even if you have to be a man by yourself, you're not going to lower your standards, right? You're not going to. You're not going to compromise. You're compromised inside of a relationship. You know, if it's a friendship, a business. You know what I'm saying? If it's any kind of relationship, right? Family, you know, whatever relationship it may be, you compromise in that relationship on the terms of friendship, but you're not going to compromise the terms of you being a man, right? That's off limits. I'm not going to lower myself. I'm not going to do certain things. It's just I'm not going to do, right? Like it's certain things, right? Like it was dudes on there saying, like I was on the show last night, it was a couple of dudes on there saying gay jokes and things like that I thought wasn't manly, you know? And even though they thought it was funny, I don't think there was manly jokes. And I would never tell jokes on there talking about my ass and, you know what I'm saying, and doing and this jokes that's concentrating on my ass in a sexual way. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't do no stuff like that. But some people and how we raise into today's society, you can talk about these things and no one will take it like in a serious way. And men didn't talk about them things back in the days. We didn't talk about homosexuality. We didn't talk about certain things on stage or in songs and stuff like that because we represent ourselves as men. But the further we go away from men, right, and the further we desensitize men and don't let men be natural men, we're going to grow up with a nation, especially black men that don't want kids, that don't want families, right, that don't want responsibilities, right, want to play video games, you know, want to stay at home, want to be on the computer, you know what I'm saying, want to live with their parents, right? And things like that. And I'm hoping that I ain't got one of them kids. You feel me? But you never know in today's society because we got to train our kids to be different, right? And if we don't do that, we be fucked. So it's a big task, but you know, you got to raise your kids as being men. Like I said, I'm always going to have my man card. I'm never going to let that go. I'm pretty sure Sergeant Mo is never going to let his go too. He's going to be a man to the fucking very end. You know what I'm saying? Always have been a man. He always gonna be a man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing soft about him. You know what I'm saying? But his wife run his household. That's the only thing soft about Sergeant Mo. His wife run that shit. We gonna keep 100 on who run the household. Sergeant Mo, the man of the house, but wifey run that household. when she say jump, when that nigga say hi, like I seen that personally. You know what I'm saying? He to the world, you know what I'm saying, that he's Sergeant Mo. But at the house, that nigga, this is a mode. The sergeant is all that nigga. She run that shit. but we ain't gonna tell nobody else. That nigga, you see, you on Instagram like this nigga got all the guns. This nigga living weights, got muscles. This nigga doing this, doing that. You go to the house. She run that shit. We be at the house. Like, hey, yes, ma'am. Hey, we gotta go. We gotta go. Yes, we both answered like, "Hey, man," I'm supposed to say, I'm like, "Oh man, I thought I supposed to say yes, ma'am, too." Shit. We both said that. We both scared. Yes, ma'am. Huh? Oh, my bad. She scared the shit out of me. Oh my God. Sergeant Martin, all right. Yes, ma'am. I said, look, we went to the mall. I said, this this wifey shit gonna be all out of control. We went all around the mall trying to find the perfect damn gift. We went to 15 damn stores to find the perfect damn gift. I said, damn, I want to do all this shit. I looked at it, I said, damn, I gotta buy all that. I gotta spend money like that. Gotta step my game up. What the fuck is this? Oh, she wanna go on a vacation and she like want that for a vacation. God damn. Wait till I better start stacking my chips up, baby. Ooh wee. We went to 20 down. Oh, this is the perfect one right here. We had what's the name of this store? Right? Make sure I stay away from this store. Whenever I walk my girl, I'm gonna stay away from this store. We're gonna go on the other side of the mall, right? We don't want to come by this store right here. Sergeant Moore told me all the stores to stay away from. That's so Sergeant Moore. You see the popcorn man over there? Let's go get some popcorn and some peanuts right quick. Let's go. He told me all the malls to stay away from, and then everything had a couple of zeros at the back of it. Like everything, look, it's not one with 1 0. It's like you ain't got one. Everything with 2 or 3 zeros. I said, sorry, mom picked it. He said, how much? I said, excuse me, I think y'all got too many zeros on that. Think y'all made a mistake and put extra zero on that. No, that's how much it costs for real. You can look. You know how many cars you can you can buy a car with that. Like, no, you can go. You can buy her. Oh, she got a car, but no, but she won't. That. Wait a minute. How big is that's? That's not even that big. What the? So how much the other one she got cost? If that costs that much, how much that? You know what? Oh my God. This man shit go. Like, oh, MG, this shit is getting out of control. This shit is getting out of control. I tried to hurry up and get the nigga out of the store. Like, I thought he was finished. I'm like, nigga, you not finished yet? What do you mean we gotta go? Nah, we going to. This is just for that. Like, wait a minute, that's just for that. We gotta go to another store. Yeah, nigga, we gotta go to the scented candle store. She like scented candles, nigga. What the hell is a scented candle? These nigga, like, they was sending. What is this? What this shit do? Oh man, like. I gotta buy this shit too. Like, yeah, you got a nigga with this nigga dragging me all around the mall, just give me a ward tour of what a husband do. Like, damn, nigga, this is how often you do this? You gotta do this, like how often you gotta do this type of shit? Like, nigga, for real? Oh, this nigga right here is crazy. I started praying to God, like, you know what, God, like, you know what? God, please, you know what I'm saying? Whenever, like, we gonna be, I don't have to lie to you. Look, we gonna get it, but this is how we gonna. Do you really need that one? You know, I know a nigga, you know, that can do the same thing, got the same one, and we go downtown LA, you know what I'm saying? And nigga, you feel me? It may not come for the store either, you know what I'm saying? It's the nigga that he on the corner, really, but you know, you can scratch it against the cement and it won't, you know, none of this shit will fall off and none of that shit, you know. Or do you like costume jewelry? I can make you some shit, you know. I can make you. It's the thought that count, right? I have to make up shit, like, you know. Half her rings gonna be like with Sergeant Mo until I get some money, and half of them gonna be you know, sentimental rings. I'm gonna make you a sentimental. This is a love ring I made at the comedy club. Put it next to the ring put it next to the ring I bought you at the mall just for a minute until I be able to take it off. You know what I'm saying? But right now, you know what I'm saying, you know, I made it at the thing, you know, right. It got a little, you know, rolls and got my name right there, my initials and stuff like that. But this way for right now. Then when I next year when Sergeant Mo tell me where to get the other rings from, we're gonna try to get that other ring right there. I don't know yet. But evidently this nigga knows, so I gotta go back to Denver so I know what kind of size ring I gotta put on that motherfucker. I was I know it's not the reason. I know it too. That's what I said. I said you got a ball of this shit. He said I know how to read. I said this nigga right here. I said let's go. We wasn't even supposed to go by the mall. We wasn't supposed to go though. I done that nigga in the box some jewelry. Like nigga, why the you bring nigga? Like and it was like we have to. I was like, I'm a Black Rosebud. I'm finna take him to the mall. You at the mall? Yeah, I'm at the mall in front of the store. You at the what store? Make about face right. Black, fuck you. Like, man, I didn't know. She's like, what store you in? Well, I'm in front of the nigga. Turn around and goes, Black, fuck you, man. This how that nigga the bow face. Bow face, turn around, go to the mall. Bow face, nigga. Okay, Black, we gotta go to the store right here. But I gotta go. No, nigga, we gotta go to the store, nigga. Fuck you, man. Oh man, I didn't know, man. I know you weren't supposed to go to the mall. You just told her we was at the no, nigga, we just ate. Like, no, you where with you? We just ate at the house. Oh my god, my bad, my nigga. I didn't know. MAGA, nigga. He like, nigga, don't say that shit right now. I'm like, nigga, MAGA, my nigga, not right now, nigga. I want to hear that shit right now. Okay, man, I understand. This nigga crazy. This nigga is crazy. Oh, it's almost 2 a.m., man. Okay, man. Let me get up out of here. It's almost 2 a.m. on the East Coast. I mean, for those who stay and watch it on the repeat, you know what I'm saying? This shit is funny. I'm gonna have to use that in the comedy skit. Come out here to my next show. I'm sure gonna use that in the comedy skit. You know what I'm saying? Oh my god! You ever experienced, like, you ever got marriage training? Like, what is marriage training? You know what I'm saying? When a nigga puts you to training and tell you what you gonna have to do, nigga, like, nigga, you have to do this, nigga, you have to do that, nigga, you have to do run over here, and run over here, nigga, you have to catch this, you have to go over this trip, you have to do, like, what, nigga? I'm confused. Hold on, let me write this shit. Nigga, you're training, nigga, like, what is this, nigga? You gotta run through this shit, do that, dude. Okay, this trip right here, catch the boat, catch the plane. What, nigga, wait, nigga, you said a boat and a plane? Yeah, nigga, you gotta drive, and then you gotta drive over here, nigga. Wait a minute. So you saying, nigga, wait. So you saying I gotta catch the plane, then I gotta drive, then I gotta catch the boat? Yeah, nigga. That's how you think you get there? Like, what the fuck? Where the hell you going, nigga? Out the country? Like, oh my god, this nigga right here. I got it. Okay, this nigga is in training. This dude right here. Well, I'm up out of here, man. I'm gonna whoop Sergeant ass and Domino later on, man. Son, his ass is up. I'm gonna whip his ass and Domino's. Thank y'all for tuning in. With those, like I said, I got some skits I'm finna shoot later on. in the weekend. I don't know if I want to do it about abortion. You know what I'm saying? I probably sneak some questions in about some abortion. I probably do 2 skits in one. You know what I'm saying? If I get some good reactions, I'll put it up. If I don't get no good reactions, I might leave it alone. But I think I can come with some funny things to get some funny reactions on abortions and tariffs and all kind of stuff. I don't try it out just to test the waters, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't put everything up. We can't put everything out. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for coming in, supporting the with this shit cut off right now. Let me see what the last thing he would say. Hold on. Let's see what he would say. Hold on.
I had no idea we're going to go this direction with the podcast. This is absolute. But listen, we've talked about it. We've had a lot of the guys on to talk about this stuff. Are you done with Hollywood because of this specific reason?
I'm still working. I still, I haven't made the money necessary to do all of the other stuff. So I still have to go and do the Chitlin circuit. I still have to do the job that I need to. But eventually, I've done what I set out to do, which was to redefine the universe. I've proven what I've set out to do.
That nigga said redefine the universe. He said not only am I a real nigga, I'm a scientist. You know that nigga a scientist too. He not just an actor on Hustle and Flow. This nigga's a real scientist. Done discovered some real shit and he holds some patents and some stuff and like that. So he a real nigga, he's an educated niggas, and he's not fit to give up his man card. His real Hustle and Flow got him on the black historical ghetto hood map forever. So he always had that respect. But he didn't never lose his man card. If he was to do a gay role or something like that, the stuff he done in Empire and stuff, he will always be a legend in the urban community and stuff like that. I don't think he needs to go that route. So if he do stuff, I'm pretty sure people gonna support him and stuff like that. Hopefully he got enough money to get some independent stuff. Hopefully he gets some investments. Hopefully he gets somebody to, to give him some more roles where he can come out and be his natural self without being feminine or emasculating himself or something like that. We don't want him to do none of that. We want him to be the same Terrence Howard, the same. It's hard out there for a pimp. Ha! Look at Sergeant Mo, so I get the ass whooped. I was whooping Sergeant Mo. He ain't used to that 2-3, nigga, 2-3. I'm about to whoop Sergeant ass Mo.
And that's why I have.
Sergeant Mo ass and dominoes. Sergeant Mo ass and dominoes. I talked to y'all like, how you cut this shit off right here? Hey, Sergeant Mo, you show your look, we gotta ask Sergeant Mo, his wifey gonna let him play first, you know what I'm saying? Cause nigga, we gotta see, nigga. We don't know, nigga. His wife gonna let you play, nigga. We gotta ask, nigga. How about it?